All right, man. Ticket TV. I'm at you guys. Presidential style LDBC. Lions Den boxing community. I'm waiting on my other brothers to get in the chat right quick. Once my other brothers hop on and get in this group, we're going to get it started, man. We got something special for y'all tonight. We hadn't had one of these collabs in a minute. The brother 7-8 usually coordinate these things and get this thing together. So once the other brothers from the LDBC hop on board, we're gonna get started, man. I hope y'all ready for this one tonight, man, because this gonna be an epic one tonight. Believe that. This gonna be an epic one tonight. We're gonna get the whole panel in here tonight as much as we can. So, coach, any of you guys that's in the LDBC that's watching that I didn't hit up behind the scenes, or that I didn't get my brother DCB to hit up, y'all hit up DCB right now, and DCB will get you in here, and we're going to get ready to get started, man. We're going to get ready to get started tonight. Believe it. Let me see what y'all talking about in the chat room right quick. Let me see what y'all talking about. Let me see if y'all in here. I need to see if y'all in here. All right. Let's see who's in the chat room right now. Y'all come in, y'all hit that like button, and we're going to get it started. Slim Griff, what's up? SSB28, what's up, man? I'm just waiting on the other guys from the LDBC to hop on. As soon as they hop on, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. First down, what's up, man? Hey, Jeff, DCB, go ahead and catch this stream, hop in. LVZ, where y'all at? Coach, what's up, baby? 7-8, Blood, Black Fight Fan TV, the boy K-Ho. Y'all make sure while we waiting on the other brothers to come in the chat room right now so we can go ahead and get it started, that y'all go to ldbcsports.com, go to the store, and get you a couple of those LDBC t-shirts, man. You can use my page name, Ticket TV, and you'll get a discount. So don't forget that. Joel Wilson, H-Town, what's up? C-Dub, Aaron DeLauder, what's up, man? Y'all get ready to come in here, man. We waiting. I'm waiting on my other guys to hop in here. As soon as DCB and these guys hop on this stream, we're going to set it off. As soon as they hop on, we're going to set it off. We're going to talk about a few things tonight. Let me go ahead and give you guys the rundown on some of the things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about some of the things going on within the heavyweight division as of right now, far as Deontay Wilder, of course, in his fight with Luis Ortiz. We're going to be talking about Anthony Joshua and his fight with Kubrat Pulev. We're going to be talking about breakdowns for those fights, what we think is going to be next for those fighters. What's up, y'all? I see y'all in the chat room. And we're going to talk about the welterweight division as well. Also, I want to talk about this thing with this UK rivalry, UK-US rivalry, and the truth behind this whole situation with the LDBC, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder. You know, I've been seeing a lot of comments in a lot of places, and I'm getting all the brothers on board to address this tonight. Christopher Robinson, what's up? So as soon as my brothers get on, we're going to get this started. Black Reality TV, where you at? Y'all let me know where y'all at, and I'm going to get y'all in the room. I'm going to get y'all in the room. Let me know where y'all at, and y'all going to come in. Craig Jarrett, what's up, man? What's up, Pedro Walker? The only thing we doing is I'm waiting on the rest of the LDBC to come in. Once they come in, we're going to set it off. Y'all come in, y'all hit that like button. Tonight, we're going to be talking about strictly the heavyweight division and the welterweight division because there's a lot going on in those two divisions right now. So appreciate you guys all coming in the room, all showing support. You know, we wanted to get the LDBC full panel debates, as many guys as we can from the LDBC back in this, and make it do what it do. Okay, I got Quest X in. Quest, what's up, man?
What's going on, brother?
What it do, man? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, doing good.
Right. Hold on, let me close this window right quick, man. We got a little rain shower. Hold on.
All right, no doubt.
All right. So yeah, I'm on. I got Quest X on. Y'all know the brother Quest X.
What
Quest,
do?
I just seen your video on Terrence Crawford, man, and we definitely gonna be getting into that today. Hold on. What's up with the 1LVZ? I think the 1LVZ is trying to get in. He just hit me up on the book. Yo, LVZ, type it to me, man, because I can't hear you, bro. Hey, so Quest X, man.
What's up, brother?
Hey, what you been up to, man? I see you over there, holding it down, hitting these dudes with the flamethrower.
You know how I do, man. It's just, right now I've got plenty of time on my hands to sit there and, dissect and go into things and different topics. So I've had plenty of time to pump out some content. I know for a while I went a little dormant,
right.
But, now I got some free time. So I'm going to keep continuously putting out content, man, and staying on these dudes' necks.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. It's good to see you back in. I'm trying to type something to the 1LVZ now. Just
all right, no doubt.
Log in. I'm telling the 1LVZ to log in. He don't know how to hop in the chat. Log in and click the link. Hey, when you logged in, all you did was just click the link, right? Right when you going into your once you get the link, all you had to do is click in, right? Once you
all I did, brother, was just click the link and took me straight to it.
Right. Yeah, I'm telling the LVZ right now. I'm waiting on DCB. DCB should be hopping in, and a few of the other guys should be hopping in now.
All right.
Black Reality TV, formerly known as 93 Sports News. For y'all who don't know, Black Reality TV 1. Okay, the 1LVZ is saying that his some reason it won't let him hop in on the Hangouts. He says he don't see the invitation. I told him just click the link. Just click the link I sent you. Look, tonight we're gonna get into a couple of things, man. Like I was telling the guys that's watching now before the rest of the guys come in, man. We're gonna be talking about a few things in the heavyweight division and also the welterweight division, because those two divisions are hot. It's a lot of news that has been coming out lately. You personally have had a back and forth with the homie Black Fight Fan TV over Keith One Time Thurman. I want to get into that because I thought that whole situation was hilarious with you and him.
Yeah, man, Black Fight Fan, man, my brother, man. He knows I ride hard for Keith Thurman, but I can't make any excuses about what Keith Thurman did this week, man. So at the end of the day, I think everybody knows where I'm going to come with this. I don't like to play that being a hypocrite BS.
Right.
Right. Keith Thurman, he didn't do it. Wasn't a good look for him this week. He made a lot of people who root for him look like fools.
And some people was trying to get at a pass, you know what I'm saying? Like they was just like, hey man, it's whatever. Some people tried to say it wasn't him. Then when they found out where he was at and he had got married down there, then they had to switch up. They had to switch up their stories. It's just like, listen, man, the dude got caught up, man. It's simple as that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he had no business. Even if, let's say, for instance, let's say that he had a legitimate reason for doing this. Let's say he was just out of the generosity of his heart. He was teaching dudes down there how to box and spar.
Right.
The fact is that he knows right now the climate in the welterweight division, especially surrounding Earl Spence. He needed to let people know that, at least update his fan base. My elbow's feeling good. I'm back to being more mobile with it. You know, we out here defending him, and I defended him especially against my brother Black Fight Fan TV. And I'm sitting up there saying, brother is on his honeymoon. He ain't thinking about boxing. And dude show up with a video with him sparring, I don't know who, but in the street. And I know a lot of people, I've heard some people sit there and say he was clowning Earl Spence, because you know that video about Earl Spence came out with him, you know, street fighting, that he was clowning. I'm like, nah, son. I don't think he meant for that to go viral.
Right. Yeah, man. I mean, you know, he let down a lot of guys who okay, 7-8 is in the building. 7-8, what's up, big homie?
What's up, Ticket?
The big homie, the original big dog.
The OG.
The lead at the
What's up, Quest?
What's up, brother?
You see I tried to steal your little photo, your little screenshot, Quest. I had to do me one looking in the air, you know what I'm saying?
I see how you did
it. The original big dog is in the building.
The OG.
The originator of this thing. If you don't know, now you know.
No doubt. What y'all got for today? What's the topic, man? We just shooting shit today?
Yeah, man, we going right. Listen, we going right for the and let me tell y'all something before we get ready to get started. I know DCB and Black Reality TV, LVZ, and a couple other guys from the LDBC are gonna hop in a second. I wanted us to get into this thing with the heavyweights and also the welterweight division, since it's a lot of big time news that's been coming out lately about these two divisions. Also, man, I wanted to wait till a couple more of the guys came in so we can address this thing as a group and nip this thing in the bud for once and for all. About all these little messages I've seen about the LDBC and hating on Anthony Joshua. And I wanted to clear the air about that, because ain't nobody over here hating on Anthony Joshua. We root for that brother to be successful. It's just a difference of opinion as far as who's going to win that fight, and we want to see the fight. That's it.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And that's how I feel. I'm like, look, I love Anthony Joshua. I've been rooting for Anthony Joshua since I first seen him fight on TV. I say, hey, I like this dude. He pretty good. You know what I'm saying? He gonna hope he get better. And the whole thing is, we all said that when he beat Klitschko, okay, it's time for us to build Wilder versus Joshua. And the best way to build that is for us to back Wilder the way UK backed Joshua. We're not mad at y'all. Supposed to back Joshua. We just want to give Wilder the same support. But it seemed like people are upset with us giving our guys support. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand it.
Exactly. And 7-8, and I'm gonna give it to you in a second, Quest. 7-8 says something like, listen, man, you guys gotta understand. We respect how you guys get behind your fighter, but don't get mad at us and think that we, you know what I'm saying, on some hate and stuff when we get behind our fighter. We trying to do the same thing that you guys are doing. You know what I'm saying? So right. How is it wrong when we getting behind an American champion who we're trying to build up and promote and push so that these fights can be bigger? Because that only invites a bigger payday when the fight comes for Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, because we're getting more people interested on our end.
All right. See, now let me interject on this. See, my whole situation is, or whether my feeling on this whole entire thing is that I think a lot of people they got way too emotional about Anthony Joshua. The moment we started just pushing Deontay Wilder and saying that Deontay Wilder could beat Anthony Joshua, people went freaking mad as a Mad Hatter. And I think a lot of it shows that, you know, that, to be honest, I think a lot of people are genuinely afraid of Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua fighting. I'll be the first to sit there and say that. For me, I look at it like this. Anthony Joshua, I've got videos on my channel promoting and Fight Critic jumping in.
Yo, what's up,
That's Critic? Right. What's up, Fight Critic?
What's good, bro?
What's up, Fight Critic? Know. But no, I was sitting there saying, like, I supported Anthony Joshua before he fought Klitschko, and I sat there and I said I want to see this young man, do great things. But is as soon as, you know, I made it very clear that my support was going for the American heavyweight fighter and Deontay Wilder, people act like, you know, I was kicking their dog or something like that. I mean, like, it got really crazy. And I think that a lot of people don't understand that we have no animosity towards Anthony Joshua. We just want to see the best fight the best. And right now, the dangerous heavyweights, we want to see them in the ring with each other. There's no beef with Anthony Joshua. I don't care if he's from the UK or he's not.
Right.
I want to see.
Go ahead. No, I was going to say, Fight Critic. I was just going to fill Fight Critic in right quick. A Fight Critic, what he's saying is he's answering the question because I've been seeing a lot of comments, man, that the LDBC is hating on Anthony Joshua, this, that, or the third. And I'm just explaining to people that just because a few of us picking Deontay Wilder to beat Anthony Joshua and we're getting behind and promoting him doesn't mean that we're hating. We're just doing the same thing that they do. They get behind and promote their fighters, which is why they put on great events in the UK. We are trying to do the same thing here. So it's not hate when they say that. But then when you come back and you say Deontay Wilder hasn't done anything and he needs to do something, and then we counter you with facts, then the problem comes because then they say, oh, well, they always got another excuse. No, it's not no excuses. What we're giving you are the facts. This is not no excuses. This is not nothing we made up. We saw what happened with Povetkin. We saw what happened with Tyson Fury. We saw what happened with Joseph Parker. We saw what happened in this situation right now with Deontay Wilder almost not getting a Luis Ortiz fight. But everybody said that they wanted to see him fight Ortiz. He's fighting Ortiz, and now you're hearing a million excuses. It's like, we can't win because we're trying to, you know what I'm saying, get behind this guy and push this guy and make this guy fight these big fights. And they say it's a problem. Go ahead, Fight Critic.
I mean, you know, everybody knows like how we do. We got
Hey guys, I'm Carly Kloss.
One second,
I just created my own web.
Sorry about that. But we got so many sports here, and we just as like Americans, we talk the most shit about sports. So this is nothing different for me. I don't know if it's different for them, but like when I see people talk about athletes, like, oh, I think this person is better than this person. That's just casual conversation. This same conversation that you could find with Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. If they were both Americans getting this same type of attention, you could catch that talk in every barbershop. And you could catch it on higher levels than the way we go about it. So none of this is really nothing where I feel like, oh, it's something that's hating here or hating there. I mean, us talking about the fight, that's good promotion in my mind because that makes it seem like, all right, there's at least a dude here that we could talk about. Because let's just be real, when the division is being conquered by one dude and we know there's nobody else to challenge him, that doesn't really make things exciting to us. It's always exciting when there's somebody else that you could put up against them.
Exactly, Critic. I'm sorry, I didn't want to like cut you off, but I was going to say exactly, Critic. Did they not live through the Klitschko era? I mean, when there was a dude who you knew point blank period was going to win every fight, and he had no legitimate challengers, everybody called the heavyweight division boring. There was no excitement. There was no oomph to want to go and watch and pay for pay-per-view to watch these dudes fight. But you got now the heavyweight division is heating up. I mean, why is it this I'm just keeping it real, this fear of Deontay Wilder? Because what is it that the brother has to do? He gets blamed for when guys get popped with PEDs. He gets blamed for when dudes don't want to fight him. So it's like, what are we supposed to do? The guy that we root for, we supposed to just sit back, not say anything when guys constantly are giving him the runaround. I mean, it's like Deontay Wilder is damned if he do and damned if he don't.
Absolutely. Go ahead, 7-8.
Yeah, man, I agree. I think that hey, can y'all hear me?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't understand it, man. I was kind of shocked by it, to be honest, with everybody saying we hating on Joshua or whatever. It kind of took me by surprise because I thought, shit, we was boxing fans excited about the new heavyweight division. We just doing a little trash talking. I'm rooting for my guy. You root for your guy. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's all love. You know what I mean? I just come from that type of background. I mean, me and my brothers and my boys, we talk shit all the time, whether we playing spades, dominoes, whether we fishing. It's always friendly competition. There's no beef. You know what I'm saying? You know, we go play basketball. I can't hoop. You know what I'm saying? I can play some defense, but I can't hoop. You know what I mean? But I talk shit. I'm like, yo, me, you know, we just talk shit. It's all love. I don't understand. I think it's really a cultural difference, though. I think it's a cultural background difference. And I think that, you know, I think sometimes when we come unified the way we come, anytime black people come unified on something, if it's more than one, and we're unified on something, organizing something, that's intimidating to people, okay? Because automatically we start getting the negative connotations like a gang and shit like that. It's never an organization. It's never that. It's never a group. It's always a gang or a posse or a crew when it's black people. You know what I'm saying? And that's irritating to me. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't understand it. You know what I mean? I ain't got no problem with Anthony Joshua. I like the dude. I just like Deontay Wilder more. What? Shoot me. Is that so I'm a bad guy now?
Absolutely, 7-8. I think 7-8 hit it right on the head, man. I think that people got to understand that in boxing is a sport where you're going to get this type of confrontation, man, but you can't like take it a certain type of way. Look at the fighters. Look, 7-8 put out a great video today talking about what was going on with the Willie Monroe and Billy Joe Saunders situation. These guys are intense. They up in each other's face. After the fight, I'm pretty sure they're going to dap it up. Whoever wins, wins, and you keep it pushing. It's a part of the sport. The same thing we doing here online, it ain't personal. Some guys take it personal because it hits you a certain type of way. And I see these cats in the comment section, especially, man. It's like, yo, cut through all the bullshit, man. Cut through all the bullshit and let's get to the meat and potatoes of this shit. The bottom line is we want to see these two guys fight at their peaks. Right now, everybody's clamoring for this fight, man. That's why we want this fight, because I don't want to see no excuses. I don't want Wilder to get a loss, Joshua to get a loss, and then they fight, somebody's got a loss, and then we got an argument about this or arguing about that, when we can get this fight right now where both of these guys are close to their prime or in their prime, and they can lock heads, and we can get it. And then this is boxing. You lose, you can mess around and have a rematch, a trilogy. Right. You never know what can happen. And listen, like I said before, the more we build Deontay Wilder, the bigger that fight can be, because now if we get more people on our side behind Deontay Wilder, you already got the whole UK behind Anthony Joshua. That's even a bigger event. That's more money for both guys.
Right.
My question is what are you not you, but not to the brothers right here, we in the chat. I'm talking about what are you as Anthony Joshua fans so afraid of? In the heavyweight division, you can fight a guy 1, 2, 3 times. Why are you so afraid of stepping in the ring with Deontay Wilder? Why don't you even want to see the fight now? I mean, I can't stand that whole, well, not right now. Not right now. Let the fight build up. Because to me, I hear duck, duck, duck. I don't want to hear it. I don't want, not right now. I'm not sure my fighter can beat your fighter. So what? It's the heavyweight division. You guys might meet up 1, 2 times, 3 times. Why not have the fight? I feel like that there's such an insecurity by some, not all, Anthony Joshua fans, that they know that if that right hand touch him, it's going to bless him. And they don't want to see that. So exactly. That's kind of where I'm at right now when it comes to Anthony Joshua fans, because I feel like when, I don't know if you fellas remember when that whole, like, is Anthony Joshua on PEDs? I came out, did a video, said, no, I'm defending the brother. You don't know whether he's on it or not. I think we all did. I mean, yeah, we all did. So my whole thing is that it's not that we all of a sudden Anthony Joshua is like, yo, let's all us gang up on him and we're going to discredit who he is. That's not the fact. In fact, they should look at it more of like as a badge of honor that we're saying this guy is the guy that we want, our guy that we root for in Deontay Wilder to step up and fight. But I don't see that happening.
Go ahead, fight critic.
When I look at it, it's almost like when people talk about the aspects of building up a fight, I'm looking at it like, yo, is there other appetizers in this division? Do you want to see him get this guy out of the way or get that guy out of the way and meet later on? Then I could be like, all right, let's see if it makes sense here or there. But if you got two guys who really want to fight, there's no reason why they shouldn't fight. You look at what happened with Terence Crawford and Julius Ndongo. Those two guys wanted to fight each other. So they did everything possible to fight each other. And I think more guys, they just want to see their guy live in the limelight. They want to see him embellish a little bit. And they like feeling comfortable knowing that he's the man. He does this kind of numbers and he does that kind of numbers. Because when you actually take the opportunity and you put them in a difficult situation, that makes them uneasy. And I always say that I fighters who hate the most on these guys have the harshest criticism, but the guys that they like the most got the least amount.
Yo, salute.
What's up, man? Hey, I'm in that
Black
gym
Fight
getting that
Fan,
money right
hey,
now.
Black Fight Fan TV is the boy K-Ho. Hey, listen, go ahead at LDBCsports.com and cop your couple of them t-shirts. Cop your 2 or 3 of them hoes. Believe
Hey,
that.
you
What's
gonna
up,
say
big
it
dog?
right about 3 or 4 of them hoes, man.
Hey, listen, hey, we over here shooting the shit about the heavyweight division right now. We talking about the Anthony Joshua situation. Let's go ahead and get your take on. Listen, I see a lot of the comments from the UK fans saying that the LDBC is hating on Anthony Joshua because the way that we feel like can win that fight. I want you to give your thoughts on that whole situation, is where people think that we're hating on this guy when it's not really hate. It's just that, listen, we out here trying to get behind our guy the same way y'all get behind y'all guy. And if y'all think he can win, tell him to get in the ring and make the fight.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where y'all gonna have to excuse me. I'm in the gym.
Man, it don't matter. Go ahead, dog. We get it
But,
wrong.
let me get this camera right, man. Dang, I don't know what that all doing.
You good?
Hey,
You good? Go ahead.
I don't know. Can y'all hear me good?
Yeah, we good.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. I don't know where this whole narrative of we hating Anthony Joshua came out, man. I really, what happened is, all I did is come out and start saying a lot of things that not only was my opinion, but just were true. You understand what I'm saying? The things I said about Anthony Joshua is true. All the things I said about him rising up and coming from where he come from and all that stuff, and fighting Charles Martin and all that stuff is true, man. That's not a lie. That's not fabricated. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of these guys, they took it the wrong way. They took it as and then also I did get a little bit infuriated with Anthony Joshua because I felt like he could have fought Deontay Wilder. You understand what I'm saying? I feel like that fight could have happened, and that fight could have happened, but it didn't. You understand what I'm saying? And the guys that were supporting him, they went into this whole, like, you know, making reasons why he shouldn't have fought, or what's the reason he didn't need to fight and why he shouldn't take the fight. And as me as a boxing fan, I just didn't feel like that was like, I didn't feel like they should have did that. I'm like, he shouldn't fight. He's the champion. He's a champion. And there's other champions out here that want to fight him. So why would he not want to fight them? So it was confusing to me. And I guess it was confusing to a lot of these other guys. And so, man, it just kind of morphed into a whole bunch of other things. That's kind of one of the reasons why I kind of let that die down a little bit, because a lot of these dudes got real sensitive, because a lot of them guys they want that guy to be Floyd Mayweather,
Exactly.
but he not.
Hey, you hit it right on the head, man. They want to build that guy into the next Floyd, to the next money guy, and they know Deontay Wilder could potentially put a ruin up to all of that, especially if you go to the UK and sleep them. So they're not trying to see a Kell Brook Part 2 with Earl Spence. I mean, we got to just keep it 100, man. We got to keep it 100, because anybody I know, if I know for a fact that my guy can sleep your guy, I'm going to push my guy to fight your guy. But if I don't really have that much confidence in my guy, I'm gonna make every reason for you guys not to fight right now.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm telling you. That's what I did with Keith Thurman, Earl Spence. I'm trying to tell you, I know exactly where the Joshua fans coming from, because Keith Thurman was my guy. I want to see him successful. When I seen this dude Earl Spence coming, I got scared. I said, nah, man, fuck that. We ain't fighting him yet. Let's fight these other motherfuckers, and we'll fight this motherfucker later on. You know what I'm saying? I know exactly what they're talking about.
But it's different. But it's different when you got one. It's different when you only got one guy that you believe in, and then really, to tell you the truth, like I honestly think that Earl Spence can beat everybody. You know, and it was the same thing. It got Floyd installed that in us. Anthony Joshua, them people ain't even gave him the opportunity to allow us to have for him to install that in us. We all know that he could be beat, and we don't believe that he in the mystique that they selling. You understand what I'm saying? Guys like Earl Spence and Floyd Mayweather, them guys got the skills and they got the attitude and they got everything. They don't have to be, people don't have to be handpicked. They in a situation where it's just like, line it up, homie, let's go. And that's different from Anthony Joshua. He's in a situation where people is like strategically placing opponents in front of him so he could build this. And he says it himself, you know, well, when we get to the right guy and this guy and we everything is, we have a plan. And man, I'm not cool with that in boxing, man. If you the best, you the champ, come on, homie, let's go. Let's get it on right now. I don't care about you being built. You had a whole amateur background, a whole Olympic background to be doing all the building that you're going to be building. Now it's time to get busy. That's why you make money. That's why you're a pro fighter. All the amateur stuff, that's over with. I don't want to hear about you building no fights and building your resume and building. Come on, homie, you 19 and 0, you got a belt. Let's go.
Exactly.
You understand?
Hey, Fight Critic, why he said that about Anthony Joshua? I want to know from you, then QuestX, then 7-8, then back to Fight Fan TV. What's your thoughts on what's going to happen? And basically, your quick prediction on this fight with Anthony Joshua and Kubrat Pulev, because I seen Pulev in the press conference. The dude said he's terrified of this guy, man. So it's like, yo, you can't make this shit up. Listen, it was like a week and a half ago, this guy said that he was 3 or 4 months away from being ready for this fight. Then 3 days later, he all of a sudden dragged up in a press conference. They're announcing this fight, right? So my thing was this. From the start, I said, yo, Joshua's taking this fight because his trainers got on him after that Klitschko fight because he made a lot of mistakes that he can get slept from. If Klitschko was younger, Klitschko might have put him out. You understand what I'm saying? His trainers know that. They don't want to take the risk of him working on some things that he's been training on against Ortiz, because Ortiz can sleep him. So they went to go take the safe risk against your boy Pulev. Fight Critic, what's your prediction on the Pulev fight? Fight Critic, Quest 7-8, and then Black Fight Fan TV if you come back in. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that. Then I wanted to piggyback a little bit afterwards on what Black Fight Fan talked about. But to me, when I look at this Anthony Joshua Kubrat Pulev, this is a get him out of the way type of fight. This isn't really no fight where I'm really interested on, what's the stylistic breakdown? Who got the advantages here and there? Nah, this is a get him out of the way so that this way we don't got to worry about another one of Pulev coming back. You could give the IBF another year to determine who's the next mandatory. It really don't matter what he brings to the table. This dude was getting watched by Klitschko, and this was a Klitschko at the time who still was on the decline, and he was watching Pulev. And Pulev hasn't really done much since, in my opinion, to let me know that he could beat a guy like Joshua. So in my opinion, when I look at it, that fight was the type of fight that they want to take, mostly because it's a nice little touch-up fight after the Klitschko fight that they had, if they wasn't going to get the initial fight. That's nothing more than I look at it in terms of Joshua versus Pulev. It's just let me get this one out of the way. Let me get some rounds in. And they've now moved into a formula where Joshua's only fighting twice a year. So let's get that one out of the way, and then we got that big fight that we could work on at a later time, and we could build that up, because Joshua's no longer going to be this guy that fights 3-4 times a year. He has the ability to command the kind of money where he's like, these people going to tune in regardless of who I fight. So let me get a quick, easy one out of the way, and let me go back to it. But as far as like what Black Fight Fan was talking about, how they want to guys in their backgrounds, it's not conventional for the heavyweight to be brought along slow, even after he's won his title. When you look at a lot of great heavyweights, you look at Lennox Lewis, you look at Evander Holyfield, you look at Mike Tyson, these guys ran through opponents, and when they got their titles, they kept up with that same level of consistency when they fought other champions. So there's no reason to say that Joshua, yeah, he got Klitschko out of the way, but let's continue to bring him along. That's out of the window. He's proven that he could beat a guy who's in the division that's at the top. So he could keep fighting guys along that way. You can find a lot of that shit in the lower weights where there's a lot more politics going on. But in heavyweight boxing, we've had more undisputed heavyweight champions in that one division historically. So that tells you that there is no bringing along a guy after he's won the title. It's, yo, let me get the rest of these belts. Let me unify. Let me become undisputed. Let me defend those undisputed titles. There is no bringing them along, or let's try to get this guy, and then maybe we can go back to the other guy. Even when it came to Mike Tyson, youngest undisputed heavyweight champion, you think Mike was sitting there trying to take soft touches afterwards? Mike was sitting there trying to get the rest of these guys out of the way. And the same
thing.
Go
ahead, Quest. Oh, go ahead. My bad.
No, Quest, go ahead.
All right, no, I'm going to keep it short when it comes to Pulev. Pulev is just a stay busy fight, like critics said. This guy is not offering anything different than Anthony Joshua hasn't already seen. He's going to get rid of him really quickly. For me, I want to go back, and when I talked about Anthony Joshua and I talked about the way that people, the fans, acted when we started pushing for Joshua to fight Wilder, I wonder, and I have a question, why is it, do they not see that by them making excuses or saying that Joshua is right now, the fight's not ready right now, making excuses for Joshua only does a disservice to Anthony Joshua, because Anthony Joshua right now, he beat the man, he beat Klitschko. So you should be riding high that this guy can finish anybody, any and all, anybody who steps up. And I feel primarily like that when Joshua fans, they sit there and they constantly sit there and say, well, no, not now, or no, who has this fighter fought to get it? You know, my main issue is the whole, and the brothers have spoken about this, who has Deontay Wilder fought to earn a fight with Joshua? Well, who did Joshua fight to earn a fight with Klitschko? It's like they don't realize that by fighting or trying to make a case for Anthony Joshua, they're doing a disservice. At the same time, they're doing a disservice to Anthony Joshua.
And who you got in the, what's your prediction for the Pulev fight right quick? And then I'm going to throw it to 7-8.
Pulev, he going to stop this dude in 6 rounds.
In 6?
6 rounds, max.
I got it 3. I got it 3 or 4. I think that he's going to start out trying to box him, trying to show some improvements. And then if Pulev even gives the inkling that he got game in him, I think he's going to knock his ass clean out. I think he gonna knock
Pulev is gonna be in survival mode.
I think that shit gonna be brutal. He get ready to put this dude under the ring. I promise y'all that. Watch what I tell you, man.
I agree. I think Joshua stop him in 2, man. I got 2 rounds. Joshua gonna stop him, and the only way it goes longer is if Joshua tries to, because he was saying something about he want to try some different things, some stuff he learned from Klitschko. So I'm thinking he might come in there trying to box and show some different tools in his arsenal. If he does that, then it might go 4 or 5 rounds. But I got 2 rounds because this dude, when cats start talking about terror, then I know they ain't. He's gonna come in there. That cat finna come in there and face down, ass up. You know what I'm saying?
He gonna lay down. Like, I don't think a lot of people understand like how big that was. That Pulev was like, I'm afraid of this dude. Like, I mean, where's your manhood, bruh? Like, he lifted up the skirt and was just like, yo, look, everybody.
Hey, Quest. Hey, 7A. Hey, 7A Quest. Did y'all see his look in the press conference? The dude looked like he didn't even want to be there, man. He like somebody drug his ass in the press conference. Like, no, Eddie Hearn was like, hey, you better bring your ass over here or you done in boxing.
Pulev was like, where's the check? I signed. He was like, where's the check? So
yeah, that's that temp service bullshit. Motherfucker got the rent due, and you don't want to work this punk ass job, but you gotta do this shit. That's that temp service.
He like, I owe somebody some money. Where that paycheck at?
This motherfucker get ready to get knocked out the ring. He get ready to get done B-hop style.
Yeah.
They gonna beat his ass brutal. And I heard they already sold 70,000 seats for that fight.
I bet you Pulev heard about those 7,000 seats. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna get paid for this beating.
That motherfucker start having Klitschko flashbacks and everything. Soon as Joshua hit that motherfucker flush one time, he gonna start having flashbacks. His ass is going to sleep. They might have to take his ass. They might as well take him straight to the morgue.
Yo.
Go ahead. We on. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Y'all had pushed mute for a second. Yeah, man, I think Joshua gonna stop this dude, man. This ain't even no. I mean, people trying to build up Pulev like he's somebody. Man, come on, man. I mean, I know he's a top 10 heavyweight. I'm not taking that from him, but I just think that the guys like Wilder, even Parker, Joshua, and Ortiz are way better than Pulev, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Hey, okay, Quest, what's your thoughts on the Deontay Wilder Luis Ortiz fight? What's your prediction? What you think gonna happen in that fight? What's the outcome of that fight?
I think for the first 2 rounds, it's going to be, I'm not going to lie, I think that Deontay Wilder is going to have to get used to Luis Ortiz's style. Luis Ortiz is very smart. He's not no dummy in there. But I think that once, I want to say around the 4th, 5th round, once Deontay Wilder sees that he's one-dimensional, which is that jab and that right hand, he's going to figure him out. And as 78 often says, he going to have that chin, bro.
All right, Fight Critic, go ahead. What's your thoughts on the Wilder versus Ortiz fight? What's your thoughts on the outcome?
I like that fight. I don't want to jump the gun too quick because I really want to break this fight down. But what I will say about that fight is we've seen Luis Ortiz on his front foot, but we haven't seen him much on his back foot. And I really think this is the type of fight where you're going to see that aspect being brought out. Because what I do feel like is heavyweight is the only division I always say it is that you don't always got to be the most technically sound guy to win. Sometimes you might just run into somebody who might just hit hard as hell and put you on your ass.
Preach.
And that's one of the big things about heavyweight boxing. It's just like Klitschko technically is a better boxer than Joshua. Joshua hit harder than Klitschko. And that's what kind of got Joshua into that win. And the same thing with a lot of other fights. So I think it's a similar build-up to this fight. But I do think that it's a real pick 'em fight, and ultimately I'm gonna break this down because I want to watch a lot of their fights and then break it down on my own. But I'm really looking forward to that fight.
Quick question. I want to just jump in real quick. What you guys think of Luis Ortiz's last 2 fights? He hasn't looked like the explosive, able to shock him heavyweight. So do you think that, Deontay Wilder is a big heavyweight. He's he's got good range. You think that Anthony, you guys don't think that Luis Ortiz is going to struggle?
I don't know. Go ahead, 7-8. Go ahead, 7-8.
I don't think he's going to struggle. I think Ortiz, like the last 2 performances, that don't mean nothing to me because that's who he was fighting. Sometimes you fight down to your competition. He know he fighting for a title. He know he fighting Deontay Wilder. He know Wilder talk a lot of shit. He know the world watching. He know Joshua watching. He finna come in here and really he gonna try to fight, and I think Ortiz gonna do good in the beginning of the fight. He gonna do real good until Wilder get his timing down, and once he get a little, because Ortiz got a habit of putting his hands down too, and you do that with Wilder, it's over. So I think that I'll give him 6 rounds before Wilder knock him smooth the fuck out. And it's gonna be a highlight reel knockout. You know what I mean? But Wilder have to be careful too because Ortiz. It's not just his left hand, but it's his body work that's impressive to me. He throw good body. He got good body work for heavyweight, and I think Wilder got to be careful for that and try to counter him up top. You know what I'm saying?
Did you say that before? I think was you the one who said that Luis Ortiz probably gonna come out in the high guard 7-8 because we all know that Deontay Wilder don't go to the body too much. Hey, and shout out to everybody in the comment section, man. I just looked down and seen y'all down in the chat room. The chat room is loaded tonight, man. Big ups to all y'all, man. Listen, I see y'all. We talking, so I can't do both things at once. Big ups to Blood Boxing down there in the chat room too. The big homie down there in the hurricane situation, man. Much love, much respect to that brother. He would be on. But he's just on here commentating tonight. He can't get on because of the situation. So, much love and respect to him. But the high guard, man, because we know Deontay Wilder going to be head hunting, man. I think he's going to try and use the jab a lot, and I think he's going to be head hunting. Luis Ortiz get comfortable, he might go to sleep.
I think it's going to be similar to the Spilka fight because if you look at Wilder and you look at Ortiz and how they styles mesh, and like 78 said, and a lot of Cubans do this where they fight down to their opponent's level in terms of who they got in the ring. A lot of them do that. Rigondeaux does it, Lara does it, and Ortiz does it, which is why I disregard a lot of the more previous 2 opponents that he's fought because Malik Scott, he was literally in there just to survive. There was nothing really besides him trying. He did not want any parts of trying to win that fight. And that's one of the big reasons why I feel like he's going to be a lot more aggressive in this fight, because we don't see Deontay Wilder play it safe in his fights. We don't really see it. We see him look for opportunities to end his opponents. And the only fight where he didn't really take the kill was the first Stavern fight, but that's because we doubted his ability to box. So he came out
7-8,
a smaller guy.
So, hey, Fight Critic, you right, but this is the thing, 7-8 and Fight Critic and Quest. This is the thing that killed me. Everybody say they love to see knockouts. Now this dude Deontay Wilder's out here smoking motherfucker. I mean, he coming out here going for the gusto, and they got a problem with it. I'm like, yo, do what you want. You don't like Mayweather
you know what
style.
that's about, though.
Yeah,
you know what that's about, brother.
But I'm just saying.
The complexion.
Look at all the comments. Go ahead, 7-8.
Yeah, he ain't got the complexion for the protection. You know what I'm saying? And even with that, that's just the racists we know who gonna criticize him. But for everybody else that criticize him, it's a matter of fear. A lot of guys they're afraid to ride with Wilder because let's face it, let's just be real. It's been a long time since we had a American heavyweight that know what the fuck he doing in that ring. You know what I mean? A lot of them, I roll with Seth Mitchell. I still got Seth Mitchell's phone number. You know what I'm saying? I think Seth Mitchell working with car wash right now or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Seth Mitchell, motherfucking who else was out there? All these American heavyweights, we all want them to be successful. So a lot of guys had their heart broken. You know what I mean? And they scared. They're scared to ride with Wilder. But I'm gonna tell you something. Wilder beat Ortiz, and then he beat Joshua. You watch what I tell you. They motherfuckers gonna pop on Wilder bandwagon and act like we some niggas hating on Wilder or something. As soon as we criticize Wilder for something, they're gonna be like, "Oh, you hating on the brother?" Like, hold up, nigga, what the fuck was you at last year, 2 years ago?
Hey, 7-8. Why you on this 7-8? Let me go ahead and ask you this question. Then we go to 7-8, Quest, and Fight Critic. 7-8. What's your thoughts on what should happen? Should Joshua get past Pulev? Wilder get past Ortiz? What should be the next two moves for those two fighters?
The next two moves, in my opinion, should be if they both are successful. Because the worst thing that can happen is if they both lose. That's just the worst thing that can happen. You know what I'm saying? If they both lose, that's just like that's gonna make Eddie Hearn look like a fucking idiot for ducking in the first place. But if they both successful, I think that they should fight next. You know what I'm saying? I know that Eddie Hearn talking about the summer and all that. Why? Why do it have to be the summer? Like, that's the fight. Let's just make the fight. Is this the heavyweight division? It's going to come back around anyway. Y'all might have 2-3 fights. You know what I'm saying? You know, but see, Eddie Hearn doing some weird stuff to me because he got Dillian White. Why the fuck Dillian White and Chisora ain't fighting again? That was a good-ass fight. They got Dillian White shopping, looking for all these other opponents. Chisora, that's the big ass money fight. It was a good competitive fight. I enjoyed the fuck out of that fight. Why they ain't fighting again? See,
because they trying to throw him on Wilder.
Right. They trying to put him off on somebody else. And he acting like he don't want no smoke with Gerald Miller.
Yeah, he blocked him on Twitter when he called him.
Y'all stop playing Fight Cricket.
No, I'm so serious. He did.
Gerald Miller been out here hawking.
Let me hold on. Can I jump in real quick? All right. To answer what Joshua should do, what Wilder should do, I agree with 78. They should fight next. That's the only fight that matters. But to also piggyback and talk about Dillian White. Dillian White is the equivalent to Timothy Bradley for Bob Arum to Eddie Hearn. He's the guy that he can keep recycling, or he can have fight in-house all the heavyweights and that be it. That's kind of the way I look at Dillian White. Dillian White ain't shit to me. Just keeping it real. A lot of people sit there and say Dillian White got these skills. I don't know what they're looking at, but to me, Dillian White is all mouth. He's like the equivalent to David Haye without the talent. He has the talent, but David Haye doesn't have the talent. He just has the mouth. He talks a lot. He's got a big bark, but when he gets in the ring, he gets his ass handed to him. To me, Dillian White and Derek Chisora should be the number one fight right now, that rematch, because that was the fight of the year, in my opinion. And Dillian White is just being used as kind of like a pawn, a distraction fighter. All right, well, if everybody's saying that my fighter needs to fight this dude, no, wait. Look at Dillian White. He needs to fight this guy. That's how I look at it when it comes to Dillian White.
Fight critic, what's your thoughts on the next move for these two guys? And do you think, let me ask you this question too, do you think that Joseph Parker is going to try and creep in there and sneak a fight with Anthony Joshua, or Anthony Joshua is going to try to get a fight with Joseph Parker before he goes the Deontay Wilder route? Because now we're hearing Joseph Parker saying that he can KO Anthony Joshua, which we know is far from the truth. Matter of fact, he gets slept.
Man, Bob Arum ain't letting Joseph Parker fight anybody with a pulse anytime soon, man. They lucky that Fury fight is mandated. If it was up to Arum, man, yo, I'll bet you right now, Joseph Parker ain't gonna have no mandatories if he get by from Fury. There ain't gonna be nobody in line for him. But as far as Wilder and Joshua, if they get past their opponents, I'm praying that Brazil knocks Stavern the fuck out, because that means I don't have to hear about Stavern as mandatory anymore, and then they could get that fight next. As far as Dillian White, I don't take anybody seriously who's trying to fight Michael Grant. I thought Michael Grant died. I'm just being real. Michael Grant ain't been shit since Lennox Lewis knocked him out in the early 2000s. I don't know what he was doing trying to pick him as an opponent. So I don't care anything about what Dillian White's doing right now. If you're trying to fight Michael Grant, you ain't serious about fighting any of the top heavyweights right now.
7-8. All right, let's go ahead and hop to the welterweight division right quick, because this division is hot right now. And I'm going to start off with this, man. MBT Boxing, what's up, homie? Holla at your boy, man, because I don't know what's going on with Jeff Horn, man. So today the news came out that Jeff Horn could be possibly ducking Bradley Skeet to fight some other bum that's ranked number 11 for the WBO in the WB. I said, what?
Bradley Skeet
has came out and said that this guy is ducking me. I said, hold on, man. How do you get from calling out Spence, Thurman, all these guys saying that you're fighting? How do you get from talking about you want to fight Mayweather to not get the Pacquiao rematch, to not fighting Jesse, not having Jesse Vargas' name out there, having some other guy's name out there? Then you're going to Bradley Skeet. Now Bradley Skeet said you're ducking me for somebody that's a real bum. I said, oh my God.
Here's the thing. Can I jump in on this?
Go ahead, then 7-8, then fight critic.
All right. I'm not gonna lie, Ticket. I didn't know who the hell Skeet was. All right, and then it was shout out to Reef the Watcher. He put me on. He said, you know, the dude he's pretty talented. I go and I look up the footage on Skeet, and I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened when it came to Jeff Horn and Bob Arum. They pulled a name out of the hat, and when they went and they looked back at the footage, this dude is long, he's rangy, he's got excellent counterpunching, excellent pop in his jab. It'd be a problem for Jeff Horn, and that's why you have in this situation.
Time out, Quest. But you can't go from talking about Earl Spence to this bum. You can't go from talking Earl Spence, Keith Thurman, saying that you want to fight the best to these bums. Go ahead.
No. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, brother. I'm sitting there just saying that I'm explaining why he got a serious case of the duckisms.
But he saw the footage. He just hold on. But he just got out the. Well, hold on. Pacquiao's still better than this guy, in my opinion. I don't even know who he is. He just got out of a war with Pacquiao, and we all picked this guy to stop Pacquiao in a rematch. So why would you duck Bradley Skeet or whatever the hell his name is to go for another bump? Go ahead, 7-8.
Because Arum ain't gonna let him. Horn can say whatever he wants to. He just talking. You know what I mean? That's like a nigga sitting out in front in his doorway talking crazy to you. You on the street, he talking crazy, but you know his mama ain't gonna let him outside. So it's like, man, whatever. So that's what's up with Jeff Horn. He talking, and I think Jeff Horn want to fight people, but Arum own rights to Horn for the next couple fights, I believe. So Arum like, look, I'm protecting this dude until I can get Terrence Crawford on this motherfucker. Mm-hmm. So Arum is not finna let him fight anybody halfway good unless it's Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? And he really don't want him to fight Pacquiao. He want Pacquiao to retire, but Pacquiao is, you know, having a little fit over there. So, you know, Arum trying to convince Pacquiao to retire so he can get Terrence Crawford to move up. You know, and I heard a rumor. This is a rumor. I can't confirm it, but I heard a rumor that by the end of the year, Adrian Broner might be fighting for one of Terrence Crawford vacant belts.
Come on, man. Fight critic. Go ahead and tell me your thoughts on this Jeff Horn ducking Bradley Skeet for another grade A bum. Go ahead, man.
I've had a little bit of like I've looked at Bradley's heat. I mean, I don't think I still think he ain't shit compared to the top welterweights. When you look at Jeff Horn, like 78 said, yo, it's all on Arum. And something that I did hear about that Pacquiao and Horn rematch is Arum was only giving them that fight if Pacquiao signed on for more fights. So that has a lot more to do with Arum and Pacquiao more than it has more to do with anything else, from what I'm hearing. But as far as Horn, this is prototypically what Top Rank do. They have this guy that calls these guys out, and then they fight who they want to fight in-house. The only fighter that's doing differently is Terrence Crawford, but that's because Terrence Crawford got dog in him. That's because he's willing to talk out the boundaries, and he's willing to say, yo, I want this guy. I want to fight this guy. I will fight that guy. And he's like, yo, I'll put it on the table. I want to do this. I want to do that. This guy has fought more Al Heyman fighters as a top-ranked fighter than I've seen out of any single guy in Bob Arum's stable.
And I just want
to go ahead, Quest.
All right, and I just want to say something about. I'm sorry, critic. No, I just want to say something about that about Terrence Crawford. I feel that Bob Arum is making the same exact mistake he made with Floyd Mayweather with Terrence Crawford, being completely 100. I feel like after he became undisputed, Bob Arum, every other fighter out, every word out of his mouth should be Terrence Crawford. And no, I feel like he's focusing on other fighters. We're not going to name who they are because that's not what this chat is about. But we know who he is. But, you know, the supposed next pound-for-pound fighter, greatest since Ali, whatever. But I feel like Terrence Crawford needs to get away from Bob Arum. That's just – I want to put that out there, and I'm on the record of saying that Terrence Crawford needs to get away from Bob Arum.
7-8. What's the let me ask you this question. What do you think should be the moves that Terrence Crawford makes once he goes to 147? Because he just put out a tweet a couple of days ago that said he hungry and he ready to eat he want the whole meal, and he hashtag 147. My thoughts is that Bob Arum gonna inch him in, throw him in there with a lower level fighter first at 147, let him get his feet wet, and then like you said, he gonna push him in the direction of that WBO strap, whether Jeff Horn or whoever else he dictates to have it has it. And then from there, I think that he's going to have to put Terrence Crawford in those big fights because Terrence Crawford's pride in his heart is not going to allow him to back down from those big fights, because when you got guys that talk to Terrence Crawford, he the type of dude, he going to talk back, and he going to come with intentions to fight you. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead, 7-8.
I think Terrence Crawford early next year, springtime, or not spring, but it still be the winter, I guess. February, March, somewhere up in there, he'll be fighting a Lucas Matisse type dude, somebody like that, and he'll be top ranked Golden Boy collaboration, and he'll smash Matisse or whoever, and then after that, he'll be fighting the winner of this Pacquiao Jeff Horn situation. He'll be fighting that guy. And I think that's why Arum really doesn't want Pacquiao to fight Jeff Horn again, because he don't want to run the risk of Pacquiao winning, because he know Pacquiao don't want to fight Terrence Crawford. Pacquiao already said, I'm not fighting Terrence Crawford unless you give me $20 million. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
You got to guarantee me. He don't want just $20 million. He want guaranteed $20 million. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is Arum like, well, look, you don't command that kind of dollar no more. You know what I'm saying? You know, you was only getting that kind of money because people thought you could whip Mayweather. Now it's over. You a $5 million type dude now. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But Pacquiao don't want to accept that. So Arum is hoping that Horn remains victorious, whoever he fights, so that he can save him for Crawford. Crawford beat Horn. And from there, I think Terrence Crawford, I believe that Terrence Crawford is the only guy at Top Rank. Me personally, I could be wrong. Could be naive, but I think he's the only guy at Top Rank that can get the fights he really wants. I think Arum knows he fucked up with De La Hoya, he fucked up with Mayweather, he fucked up with Cotto. I don't think he's finna fuck up with Terrence Crawford, because he didn't even want to have Terrence Crawford fighting in Nebraska. Crawford kept pushing him. He said, "No, I want to fight in Nebraska." He went there, and it was sellout crowds every time. Now Arum is like, "All right, I'm riding with this dude. This motherfucker know what he's talking about." I think Bud gonna be all right with Top Rank for a little while.
You
okay? And Fight Critic, go ahead, Fight. Let Fight Critic jump in, and you jump in.
Yeah,
Fight Critic, what do you think? What do you think the move for Terrence Crawford is gonna be once he really gets in the 147 division? What do you think the move is gonna be for him?
I don't think Aram's gonna hold him back because he knows that Terrence Crawford is gonna be favored in those fights, depending on who he moves up to fight. And that's the one thing about Aram. He never gonna put his guy in a 50-50 fight. It's always gonna be a guy, especially if it's outside. He's gonna put him in a situation where he knows that his guy's gonna win. So I think of Terrence Crawford. In my mind, I hope that Terrence Crawford doesn't go for the WBO title. He goes for another belt because we know that title is always gonna be there on the side for him, regardless of who the opponent is. But if he goes up there and says, "Yo, it's already something I expect me to go get. Let me go get this instead. Let me go after Errol Spence. Let me go after a Keith Thurman. Hell, let me go after a Danny Garcia or a Sean Porter. Let me go after those guys. Because if I go after the WBO, I'm going to still be in the same position as if I go after the other belts. I can still get that title."
Go ahead, Quest.
Well,
what's your thoughts on Terrence Crawford?
The thing about Terrence Crawford is so funny because our brother Jeff from Dream Chaser, he issued that LDBC challenge, and I accepted. I said that who was going to be the best of this generation, and I said Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is the type of individual who's so hungry and he's so confident and he's such a boxing student that he's not going to go to 147 and look for light touches. He's going to go to Bob Arum and he's going to say, "Hey, I want to fight the men of the division." And he would jump in. I feel he would jump in there with a Danny Garcia right away. And he would beat Danny Garcia right away. Mm-hmm. I could see him stepping in the ring and sitting there saying, "Listen, I'll fight a Sean Porter. I'll fight a Lamont Peterson. I don't care." That's the kind of guy that Terrence Crawford is. And I feel that, while like 78 said that he's going to be okay with Top Rank, I just don't trust Bob Arum. I've been watching boxing for a long time, like you fellas have been. Bob Arum is a snaky dude, and I'm just afraid that some other fighter from some other country gonna come around and be exciting and knockouts, and he's just gonna leave Terrence Crawford. I mean, I just don't like Bob Arum's resume when it comes to certain fighters. I'm gonna put it in quotation marks.
You're right. I just thought about that. You're right, Quest, because what he even recently, Bob Arum said some slick shit. Like he think Lomachenko is the greatest. I'm like, man, you got Terrence Crawford. The fuck you talking about, dude? So yeah, you're right. You're right, dog.
Hey, 7.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Go ahead, Quest. Go ahead, Quest.
No. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like to me, like okay, let's keep it real. Let's all keep it 100 here on this podcast. Let's keep it real. Who has Bob Arum since he struggled with a bum? Now you guys know who I'm talking about on ESPN. Who struggled with a bum. Face all cut up, everything. Who has Bob Arum been pushing more than the guy who just became undisputed?
Yeah, Lomachenko,
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey. Like, that's why I don't trust Bob Arum. Bob Arum has an agenda.
But this is the next question, though. Who does Terrence Crawford go? If he leaves Top Rank, I personally don't believe he has the team around him to go on his own like Mayweather did, and promote his own fights. I don't think he's there yet. So who does he go to? I don't think he should go to Mayweather Promotions. You know what I'm saying? I think he had to go to go to Heyman, but it would have to be he got to have to have a good ass contract with Heyman. Like, look, man, he need a serious push. Terrence Crawford, he need a serious push, man.
7-8. They dislike Terrence Crawford, but they don't hate him like they did Mayweather. See, that's what drew everybody to Mayweather, is that they hated him. Right now, you got a few guys, they dislike Crawford, but they can deal with him. They don't hate him. With Mayweather, they hated Mayweather, so it made the dynamics more different. It made people want to tune in to see him lose more. So that's what I think the difference is. But 7-8, let me go ahead and ask you about this. Let's shift topics in the welterweight division, because I want to get a couple more things in the welterweight. Kell Brook, man. I saw Eddie Hearn had an article out today, man. He was talking about he's pushing for Kell Brook to move to 154. I think that's what he should do. But if he stays at 147, let's say Kell Brook stays at 147, and he wants to stay at 147, what do you think his next move should be? I think he should go and fight a complete bum the next couple of fights. What do you think his next move should be? And how many more fights do you think he can actually stay at 147? Because at first they was making it seem like he couldn't make 147 when he went up to go fight Triple G, but then he made 147 like. It didn't seem like it was too much of an issue.
He has to move up to 154. But I just want to say, first of all, it's over for Kell Brook. Okay, he might be able to beat some guys out there. He's still a talented fighter. He can beat some guys, you know what I'm saying? But the top echelon people, he's not gonna be able to beat. Now, if he stay at 147, everything is ridiculous unless you fight a rematch with Earl Spence. Like what's the point of staying at 147 when we saw this dude make you quit? So you gotta get some get back if you're gonna what you gonna beat somebody else up? That don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he might as well go to 154, and he gonna have to start off light touches at 154 because Kell Brook need his confidence back. You know what I'm saying? He need to get through a tough time in the fight where he's not gonna quit because that quit is already in him now. He quit against Triple G, right? Everybody blamed it on his corner, but he quit. I saw him. He kept on tapping his eye, letting his corner know something was wrong. So his corner guy protect him. Like, all right, you keep tapping your eye, you in the fight, and you tapping your eye like you don't want no more. So his corner threw in the towel. But then against Earl Spence, he did the same shit. He quit. So he can't whoop no Charlo. He can't whoop no Lubin. You know what I'm saying? He can't whoop. He can't whoop. He damn sure can't whoop no Andrade, Laura, man. Laura pieced that boy eye all the way up. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, fight critic. Go ahead, fight critic. What's your thoughts on the Kell Brook? What you think he should do? Do you think he should go after? Because I think if Cotto's last fight in December, he might vacate that belt. I was reading that belt will be vacated. You think they should go in that direction to try to get that belt at 154? What do you think should happen?
Man, Kell Brook is there's only one of three things he could do. He can either retire now and just hopefully that he got his eyes, because he's either going to end up losing to somebody he's not supposed to lose to, or somebody going to take him out. That's the only three things I could see about it. And right now, 154, you could go up and down that top 10 list at 154. Ain't nobody he beating. There's nobody. Everybody talked about Kell Brook after the GGG fight. Oh, he could go to 154. He could do this. He can do that. Who is he beating at 154? Let's just be real about it. A lot of people tend to forget that 154 has been more competitive than 160 the last couple of years. So who exactly was he going to beat? And third, a lot of those guys are much bigger than Gennady Golovkin. They're just better conditioned at that weight. And then you got Kell Brook, a guy who doesn't even take care of his body in and outside the ring. He waits to camp to cut all that weight to get down to 147. And then you talk about him draining whatever brain fluid he got just to make the weight. He gonna run into somebody he's not supposed to lose to, and he gonna end up losing to them. Or he gonna get knocked out by a bigger guy in that 154 division as well. I don't think there's any real reason for them to cherry pick. Because even if you put Brook in the ring with Cotto, who's right now washed, would wash Kell Brook. Let's just be real about it. Like there's no end goal. I don't see no ending where Kell Brook comes out and he's coming out with a couple of W's. Unless he's taking like a Rod Salka type, it ain't happening.
Quest, what's your thoughts on Brook's?
You know, my whole thing is the next move for Kell Brook should be a big money fight, and the only big money fight that's out there right now for him, being honest, is Amir Khan.
So that's what I'm saying. Hold on. Hey, 7-8. Hold on 1 second, Quest. Let me go back to 7-8. 7-8. Should he stay at 147 for a fight with Amir Khan if he can get that?
If he can get Khan at 147, I think that's worth staying there for, because he can beat Khan and that's a big money fight for him. That's a UK rivalry. I think that's worth it. You know what I'm saying? You know, if he can get Khan at 147 or 154, but Khan ain't gonna fight him. Khan's scared of the dude. He didn't quit twice, and Khan's still scared of him.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Like I was gonna say, 78. I think at this point, Khan is so desperate for a fight, he'll take the fight with Brook now, because Brook he took L's, 2 consecutive L's from Gennady Golovkin, then he took a L.
Quest, did you hear what Khan said just like a month ago or a couple weeks ago?
He's not taking that fight.
Yeah, Khan just said he's not fighting Kell Brook. He said he said some stupid shit like Kell Brook don't deserve me or some.
Well, we all know that Khan got brain damage. I mean, at this point in time, I think it's pretty evident that Amir Khan is not functioning with all his lobes in his brain working properly at this point.
Here's the big reason why Khan ain't going to take the fight. Khan is too much of a narcissist. He could live with losing to Triple G. He could live with he could live with losing to Canelo. He could live with losing to anybody else. The real reason why he can't lose, he can't actually lose to Kell Brook in the ring is because them two dudes ain't that much space for moving them apart. They live in the same areas. They got the same type of people backing them. And Khan does not want to go through the fact that somebody in his own backyard that ain't got the same status as him coming up through their career put him on ice. He could live with Canelo doing it. He could live with other fighters like Danny Garcia doing it and Lamar Peterson, because those guys, you could separate them from Khan. They other territories. He gonna have to live with that Kell Brook loss much longer than them other losses.
Absolutely.
But fight critic. But 7-8. But let me ask y'all this right now. But wouldn't this be the best time for Khan to fight Kell Brook off 2 losses?
Yeah, it would be. Absolutely. I agree. Khan should fight him, but I'm just saying Khan not going to fight him because Khan, like Fight Critic just said, all of us think about this for a minute. If you had to get knocked out, right? Wouldn't you rather get knocked out from the dude from across town or the dude in your neighborhood? The dude in your neighborhood, you can't go to the liquor store, the gas station without some little kid pointing at you. Dude, knock you the fuck out, dog. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be asked out. Khan don't want to go through that shit because they got too much rivalry going on. So yeah, and plus his wife took his balls and shit.
You guys know.
Yeah, Khan got guys chasing him through his own hood.
That's what I was getting ready to mention, Ticket. I was like, well, you talking about dudes in your own hood knocking you out. He got dudes in his own hood like hitting him at traffic stops. I mean, at this point, I mean, he might as well just take the full L. I mean, to me, Khan versus Brook is the most lucrative fight. And we know that Eddie Hearn and Brook, they care about money at this point. That's what the whole Triple G fight was about. Money. He knew he was in a win-win situation. If he took an L from Brook, if he took an L from Triple G, he still could go back down to 147. He fought in 147, took an L to Spence. Now his ass is just looking at the paycheck and how many zeros he can get behind it. So for me, Khan and Brook, they just make sense business-wise. That's me. Now, whether Khan will take that fight is a whole nother story.
I think Eddie Hearn is fed up with Kell Brook because of the way that Kell Brook didn't listen to his advice. First of all, like getting in that piss contest with Amir Khan, when Khan went up to fight Canelo, then he says, okay, I'm gonna do you one better. I'm gonna go fight Triple G. I'm pretty sure Eddie Hearn advised him against that, which is why we saw the towel thrown in so quick when Kell Brook got in trouble in that fight. Then he advised him, I think, against fighting Earl Spence Jr., told him to move up, and the guy still wanted to fight Earl Spence, which was the right thing. But he kind of ruined his own career. He ended his own career from that. So you sacrifice your O. Then you didn't listen to Hearn again when Hearn tried to get you to move up. You did the right thing by fighting Earl Spence and defending your belt. But you should have never did that thing where you was trying to go mano a mano with Amir Khan when Khan tried to go up and fight Canelo and you tried to say, okay, I'm going to do one better and fight Triple G. I think that's what messed him up. Now, 7-8, back to you. Let's get to the big thing right now that we got going on. Your boy Keith, one time, or should I say sometime, I thought it was KO for life. I thought it was don't duck me, son. I thought it was, look, Earl Spence, I'll pop that balloon quick. I can pull up the video footage on that. What is going on with this guy to where we're at the point where he's only fighting 2 times a year? And 7-8, you said something in one of your videos, bro, that that was just so real, man. None of these guys are a threat to catch Floyd Mayweather's record because they're not active enough.
Right.
So what's up with Keith Thurman, man? Why do you think that Keith Thurman is in this mode? I know he's got married and stuff like that, but when you see the sparring video and stuff like that, man, and the way that he's talked like anybody can get it, and then he came out and he said that his injury was going to give him a certain amount of time out, it makes me think about, was his injury real that he had or he supposedly had in the fight where he was going to fight Sean Porter at first? Remember when Sean Porter was chasing him all through the city?
Right.
Yeah, go ahead shoot on that, man.
Well, Keith Thurman got I personally believe, and I'm saying this as a Thurman fan, I believe that Keith timed that surgery, you know what I'm saying, to avoid the Spence situation right now. I think that Keith Thurman is in a place where he wants to chill. He made him some money, you know what I'm saying, a couple $1 million, and he went across the. I mean, look, he living the dream. He what's dude name from Zamunda Prince Hakeem? You know what I'm saying? He fucking this motherfucker went around the world and found him a little dime piece. You know what I'm saying? Learning the language and shit. He over there in the streets whooping little niggas and shit. So I think he chilling right now, but he knows he gonna have to come back home and defend those belts. And I don't know what's up with him, man. I think he's just going through. We gotta remember, all of us on here. I think we all like kind of, middle-aged older brothers. You know what I'm saying? I think Keith Thurman is a young dude, and he looking at this. He's still trying to find himself. You know what I'm saying? Forget boxing. He trying to find himself as a person. You know, that's why he going through all these spiritual shits, playing the flute and doing all this weird stuff that we don't understand. Is because he trying to find his identity, his purpose, his life purpose and shit. We just happen to be watching it played before us on social media, but the man's trying to find his life purpose. You know what I'm saying? And I just hope that he don't get into a situation where he come back and fight and he ain't the same Keith Thurman, man. If you gonna go out, I want to see him go out the best Keith Thurman. I like that shit that happened with Pacquiao. You know, Pacquiao used to be a gambler, a cheater. He was using the chicken cockfighting and shit like that. He was doing all that stuff. He was a killer. He was taking steroids, and then all of a sudden,
version of Pacquiao drug addict. That was the best version of Pacquiao.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? When Pacquiao was a dope fiend, he was that nigga. You know what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden he started going to church and he's talking about I don't believe in this and that no more. Now he weak. Pacquiao suck now, man. I hope Keith Thurman don't go through that shit, man. Start talking about he don't believe in hitting people no more. You know what I'm saying? Buddha says not to do that. No, come on, dog. So
I don't 7-8, I don't really know, because I don't know if you seen the video. Town sent me a video of, I think it was like one of the marriage ceremonies, and I saw that. I peeped something Keith Thurman said in that interview. Keith Thurman talking about, and see, this is what I think when we talk about these guys that live the fighter lifestyle. We get on Adrian Broner a lot in between his fights, but Keith Thurman, he blows up too. And one thing I noticed he said, first of all, I ain't gonna get into his personal business. He was talking about how he met the girl in some kind of bar, some kind of strip bar. She was like a bartender. And he said he was talking about how he was drinking. I'm like, hold on, you drinking and shit like that? You ain't living. So now you're getting me to think why his body that isn't that the physique isn't the way it should be. Why he is not as strong to the body as I think that he could be. That makes me think that Earl Spence really has a bigger opportunity to beat this guy. It just seems like, man, when you saw that video, his focus is just in a whole nother place right now, man.
Not there.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. I never said this on video before, but I'm gonna say it. Keith Thurman, before the Collazo fight, I called him, right? Was talking to him like 2 weeks before the fight. He was doing shit he ain't had no business doing. I'm gonna say that. All right. He wasn't like focused on the fight. He's doing other shit, trying to find his way in life. And like, dude, you ain't got time for this. I know Collazo old, but he ain't no chump. You know what I'm saying? And then he go in there and he get hit in the body and he galloping around the ring and shit. See what I'm saying? Because he doing other shit, man. The dude Keith Thurman think he can, all right, I got a fight booked. Now I can train. Like, nah, bro. You gonna have to train all year. You got to, that's one thing about Golovkin. Golovkin is a heavy dude, okay? But Golovkin stays within 10, 12 pounds of his fighting weight all year because he try to discipline himself. Floyd Mayweather the same way. You know what I'm saying? Certain fighters, Bernard Hopkins, all them guys, Andre Ward, they stay within fighting range. Like, okay, I got to fight. All right, all I got to do is cut this water out of my system. You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. Keith Thurman blow up to like 175, 180.
Absolutely.
You know
I was
Earl Spence. Earl Spence. Hold on, let me let him finish answering this. And Earl Spence, what is I heard you talk about it on your channel, but what is your thoughts about that potential situation with him and Earl Spence, with Keith Thurman and Earl Spence 7-8?
Keith gotta fight him. When he come back, he gotta fight the dude. You know what I'm saying? You know, he got 2 of the belts. It's time to unify, but I don't think Keith gonna fight him when he come back. I think Keith gonna come back and fight somebody, maybe Lamont Peterson if Peterson ain't doing nothing, or he might He gonna fight somebody other than Spence before he come back. You know what I'm saying? When he come back, he's not coming back like, all right, first he gonna use the surgery as an excuse. I gotta test my elbow out on some light work, you know, and then he gonna try to fight Spence sometime maybe next summer. When it's fall, they need to put that motherfucker on the Wilder Joshua undercard. That's what they need to do. Woo! I will be in the building. I don't give a fuck where it's at.
Man, me neither. Go ahead, Fight Critic. What's your thoughts on Keith Thurman and this whole injury thing and seeing him sparring and his whole state of mind right now? What's your thoughts?
Keith Thurman is, to me, it's kind of just like, yo, how many more injuries is you going to run into that you got to fix? The one thing I will say about Keith is the last 2 times he's come off like long layoffs, he's taken the difficult fight, whether it be Sean Porter or Danny Garcia. So if history repeats itself, you should be able to get in the ring with Errol Spence if you're going to come back. There shouldn't be no sort of light touches because you've already got the difficult opponents out of the way off a long layoff.
But Errol Spence won't get his credit then because people will say, oh, well, you fought Keith Thurman off a long layoff. See, that's why I kind of want him to take a Lamont Peterson fight real quick, something like that. You know, he dusts him off, and then you go into the Errol Spence fight because I don't want people to have no excuses when he beat, because you got to remember Errol Spence already didn't get his credit like he was supposed to for beating Kell Brook.
But here's the one thing I'll say about that. Errol Spence still also hasn't had a fight since Brook. So if Errol Spence doesn't take a fight next and you lead to Thurman, there won't be that excuse because both of them will be coming off equal time, getting back in that ring.
Good point.
That's the only difference between that. But I will say, though, about Errol Spence is he's one of the only dudes right now that even though he's back in the gym 2 weeks after the fight, he's one of those dudes that he'll get up and weight. There's a difference between you being out of the gym, out of training and putting on weight, and is you getting back to your comfortable weight while still working out, while still getting the proper food that you need to get into, because your body's already kickstarted to when you need to get back in shape, which is why one of the guys who does that really well is Lamont Peterson. Lamont Peterson gets up to 180 out of the gym,
sure do.
but he stays in shape. So when he gets back into weight, he don't got to worry about cutting weight. And the same thing is with Errol Spence. Thurman isn't really that type of fighter because you can see him enjoying his life and doing this and that. Errol Spence just sparring Jermell Charlo, getting him ready for his fight.
Quest, go ahead.
No, I was gonna sit there and say, okay, Keith Thurman, man, what a, Black Fight fan gonna love this coming from me, but Errol Spence is Keith Thurman's truth serum. And when he fights him, we're going to see exactly what Keith Thurman is fully made of. I'll fully admit that as a Keith Thurman fan. Who I think Keith Thurman should fight, Critic brought him up. Lamont Peterson is an excellent fight for Keith Thurman coming back. Lamont Peterson has a high work motor, and he's not no slouch. And I think that'd be a good fight. But as per what's going on with Keith Thurman now, I mean, it's like what I posted on my channel. I can't defend it. There's nothing I can defend. I sat there and I said, the man went through surgery. He needed time to recover. He clearly showed that he is, I guess, on the road to recovery, or he's okay. I don't know. I mean, 78, he knows him better. He's spoken to the man. But to me, I feel like Keith Thurman has all the tools to be a very dangerous welterweight, which he is. He is a very dangerous welterweight. The man, he hits you. There's not an opponent he hasn't fought in which he has not hurt, stunned, or had in trouble. So there's no doubt about that. But for me, I just feel like Keith Thurman, I don't know where his mind is. And he seems to be all over the place when it comes to what it is he wants to do with his life. And can I fault him? On one hand, can I get mad at a man who is seeking a different direction in his life? No. But as a fight fan, I damn sure can hold him to a higher standard and can feel that this man needs to be. Spence is right now the guy that everybody wants to see him fight. So he needs to start being a little bit more reactive when people are asking him questions about Spence. I don't want no staring off into space or looking the other way or stuttering or deep pauses when they bring Spence's name up. Even if, like, for me, I want to see that warrior mentality. I want to see him sit there and say, listen, Spencer's going to bring it. I'm going to bring it. Like he did with Sean Porter. We both going to bring it and may the best man win.
Hey, 7-8
You know what I'm saying?
7-8 Quest Fight Critic. Let me ask y'all a question right now while we right here. And this is just to make a point to everybody. We are now, you guys see us openly. Keith Thurman is American, right?
Right.
Earl Spence is American, right?
Yep.
You guys see us doing what we're asking Anthony Joshua to do against Deontay Wilder, with Keith Thurman against Earl Spence. We just asking the best to fight the best. That's why you guys got to understand this ain't no we trying to diss Anthony Joshua to UK. We all across the board with this. We want to see the best fight the best. We want to see Rigo fight Lomachenko. We're pushing for all these fights. So it's not just one avenue that where we focusing on your guy. No. In all divisions, we focusing on undisputed, but we also want to see the best fight the best. So in the LDBC, you've seen that. Go ahead, 7-8.
No, it's Quest. Go ahead, Quest.
No, but I was going to say, Ticket, you know how you say you want to see the best fight the best? What's the fundamental difference? We support our fighter no matter what. And we back up and we stand by what we say. And so when a lot of people, when they sit there and they say, oh, I'm behind this fighter, I'm this and I'm that, they're not really fans of the fighter. They're fans of whatever particular agenda at that time that's attached to that fighter. So for us, when we sit there and say we want Wilder to fight the best, we wholeheartedly love Wilder. We love what he stands for. We love what he does in the ring. We love who he is as a person outside the ring. So we sit there and say, we don't care, yo. Wilder can take an L. We still ride with Wilder. These dudes, they don't do that.
And 7-8.
They are like, they are prisoners of the moment.
7-8 Fight Critic. And that's what I'm saying, man. These guys, man, you guys, that's what made me think, do they really? I don't think they really believe in Anthony Joshua, man. Because 7-8, you're a big Mike Tyson fan back in the day. I always listen to when you talk about it. You would think Mike Tyson would whip anybody ass.
Right.
So you ain't care who he got in the ring with. You thought that motherfucker was getting his ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? You want to see the fight. It wasn't this stuff that we see nowadays where, you know, it's iffy and he ain't done this, he ain't done that. Nah, man, bring that motherfucker on, man. He gonna get his ass whooped.
Yeah, Joshua. I think a lot of the Joshua fans, not every single one, but a lot of them, they just afraid that Wilder. It's like this is their time to have a heavyweight, a British heavyweight that could possibly be the cash cow of boxing. Okay, and they get all the glory for that. They want to attach themselves to that, but we're used to that. We didn't have 20 years of Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, Mike Tyson, Holyfield. We used to. It's nothing to us. But to them, that's a big deal, and I think they're very offended when a threat like Wilder is there. They don't want that threat to. They don't want the possibility of glory to be taken away from them.
Because that could have been Ricky Hatton. And then what happened when Ricky Hatton came and fought Floyd? Got cut off. Could have been Kell Brook. Even though Kell Brook lost, what happened when he fought Earl Spence? Cut off. They're not trying to see the same thing happen with Anthony Joshua. All y'all got to do is just speak the truth, man. That's all we want. We ain't looking for no issues, none of that. We just want to see the best fight the best. Now, this is the last thing I want to ask you guys about going back to the welterweight division. I'll start with 7-8, go to Fight Critic, then go to Quest. Then back to y'all for y'all final thoughts after that. Danny Garcia, Sean Porter. Sean Porter's calling out Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia is not replying. I don't know what's going on with Danny Garcia. Maybe Angel Garcia is trying to search for the next bum for this guy to fight. But Al Heyman is obviously trying to put the best fighters in with the best. My thing is, it seems like these guys don't even want to fight the best in the division. It's like they're pushing back at what Al Heyman's trying to do. It's like you're not going to get these big money fights with easy opponents no more. You got to really fight somebody. Like you're at this point in his career where you got to fight somebody. So my thing is this. First of all, why isn't Sean Porter, like DCB said, if Danny Garcia is not replying to you and you're stalking him down, why not go fight Earl Spence? He's free. He's open. I mean, Sean Porter, you're not chopped liver, man. That would be a great fight. Sean Porter against Earl Spence would be an absolute war. You understand what I'm saying? And if Danny Garcia don't want no parts, move on, because I already know Danny Garcia is a good payday. You see Danny Garcia as open season right now and a good payday. I understand that. But Danny Garcia act like he don't want to play ball. So I think that you go after Earl Spence. Earl Spence has a belt. Go ahead, 7-8.
Man, I've been saying it. I think, Earl got this title Sean Porter told me personally. He said, I asked him. I said, hey, you ain't been talking about Earl, And I said, I don't think you scared of Earl. A lot of people think you scared of Earl Spence. He's told me. He said the only thing that's stopping me from fighting Earl Spence is Earl Spence having the title. Well, he got that belt, bro. He got that belt. You know what I'm saying? Sean Porter, my dude, man. So, you know what I mean? I feel kind of funny, you know what I'm saying? But hey, it don't look right. It don't smell right to me, dog. You got to fight. I'm going to call Sean Porter, man.
That's a great fight, though. Am I right or wrong, 7-8? That's not a great fight.
Listen, Sean Porter's one of them dudes, right? All right, he lost to Kell Brook. He lost to Keith Thurman. But it didn't affect him because he give it his all. He make it a good fight every time. He not out there quitting. He give it his all every time. He come back, he win his fights against the guys he supposed to beat. You know what I'm saying? And he a great ambassador to the boxing. He traveling. He go to all of the fights. You know what I'm saying? He give everybody interviews. He a good dude. So it's not hurting him. But I think that somebody's probably advising them not to go in the Earl Spence direction, because if Sean loses to Spence, I'm thinking they think that, okay, we lost to all of the top guys. You know what I'm saying? We lost to all of the top guys. Where did that leave us? We second tier now. I think they're trying to fight a guy that they know they can beat first. You know what I'm saying? That's why I personally think. Ain't nobody told me that. That's just my speculation. You know what I'm saying? But Danny Garcia.
But fight critic. 7-8 fight critic. Real talk. Sean Porter could fuck that Earl Spence whole shit up. He can go in there and shock the world and beat Earl Spence. People, I don't think people understand. Sean Porter is a problem. I got my issues with Kenny, but Sean Porter is a problem. Sean Porter can fuck this man whole shit up. You understand what I'm saying? Right. He's that type of guy, man. You don't want to see him for 12 rounds because he's not going to quit.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, fight critic.
I think the thing about Earl Spence that it puts a lot of welterweights uneasy is that he's one of the very few fighters that punches through his target. And when you see that kind of guy up close and you at the fight and you hear the sound of those punches, it sounds a lot different than what you're used to in the ring or what you're used to sparring with. And Earl is one of those few dudes that you can see him systematically break somebody down. And to the point where you don't really see much of Earl Spence's opposition really say anything. With Keith Thurman, you've seen a lot of his previous opponents, they have a little bit of clout afterwards. And the same thing with Sean Porter and Danny Garcia. They have some clout. But when they get in the ring, like we talking about earlier with Kell Brook, we don't think Kell Brook gonna do much for too long, especially after that beating that he took from Earl Spence. So I think that's what they care about most, is that you could bounce back from a Keith Thurman loss. You could bounce back from a Sean Porter loss. Hell, you could bounce back from a Danny Garcia loss. But we've yet to see somebody really bounce back from an Earl Spence loss. And I think that's what puts them uneasy about taking that fight.
Quest, go ahead. Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, what's going on with these two in the direction you think these two should be going?
All right. Again, check the record. I don't think much of Danny Garcia. I've always been on record of saying that. I think that Danny Garcia has his resume at 140 is untouchable. 147, the dude ain't done nothing. And I said before the Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia fight, I preached about it before the fight was even an idea. I said that if he fought Keith Thurman, it would be a wrap. And Keith Thurman schooled him, outboxed him, showed him that, power isn't everything. And then even at moments in the fight, he hurt Danny Garcia. So to me, Danny Garcia has always been what he is. He is what the, late, great Emmanuel Stewart said. He is a down the middle fighter. He does everything just right. Nothing spectacular. But when you're fighting the top 5 guys, that'll get you killed. He doesn't have a lot of what you need to fight guys like Sean Porter. Like, I feel like if Sean Porter and Danny Garcia fight, he gonna make Danny Garcia quit.
Okay,
you guys want to see
Quest 7-8. Let me go ahead and give you guys some interaction from one of the live chats right quick. I want y'all to answer this question. And I said this too. One guy says the IBF did Porter dirty. Said they took him out of the rankings completely immediately after he lost to Kell Brook. Now that's true. I remember Kenny Porter being mad about that and says that he didn't want to deal with the IBF no more. But the difference is that now you have an opportunity at a title shot to get your old title back. Why not take that?
Well, Kenny did tell me, I ain't gonna lie, he did tell me about, what's that, maybe about a year and a half, 2 years ago, he told me that he would never fight for the IBF title again because of how they did Sean. He felt like, okay, we were your champion, we lost, but why are we out of the top 10? And I even called Daryl Peoples, the president of IBF, to get answers, and they had no answers. They just kept saying, we got to update our rankings or whatever. So Kenny took that personal. He felt like it was something personal they did to him. And he did tell me that a long time ago that he wasn't going to fight for the IBF title no more.
But like, let's keep it real. Like, a lot of people don't respect Sean Porter as a fighter, period. Now, and I don't understand where that hatred comes from, because Sean Porter gives it his all every fight. You know, Ticket referenced that earlier. Like, this dude, to me, at 147 is the truth serum for any welterweight. That's why I said he steps in the ring with Danny Garcia, he going to make him quit. If he step in the ring with Earl Spence, he going to bring the best out of Earl Spence. That's the type of fighter that Sean Porter is. And I feel like if you don't have, like, a certain, like, I hate the way that boxing did Sean Porter after the Berto fight. Like, it was just, the dude wasn't shit. He's sloppy. He this, he that. I'm like, all right. He didn't fight any different than he's been fighting when he ran through Paulie Malignaggi, and people said point blank that nobody runs through Paulie the way that Sean Porter ran through Paulie. Right. I mean, what else do you want from the man? He gives it his all. I mean, he gets hurt. He comes back. I mean, he keeps himself in shape all year round. Everything that we ask a prize fighter to be, Sean Porter, to me, is that dude.
Don't forget this, Quest. This is a guy who in the amateurs was fighting guys like Danny Jacobs at middleweight, okay? He even fought a heavyweight one time in the amateurs. But yet, this guy dropped down to 150, 142, 143 to fight Adrian Broner. He didn't cry and complain. He fought the guy.
Exactly.
Okay? And made the weight.
You just further reaffirming what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I'm sitting there pointing out the fact that I feel like while we're sitting up here discussing what Sean Porter should do and who he should fight, I think I know a reason why Danny Garcia is dragging his feet to step in the ring with Sean Porter. It's the fact that he knows that he will be in for hell. He's going to be in for one of those fights that he's not going to be the same. And I'm going to be honest with you. I've been of the mindset, again, I know a lot of people, they high up on Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia will get tortured for 12 rounds. If he go the distance with Sean Porter, after what I saw Lamont Peterson do to him, he's not going to be able to handle that kind of pressure. Burst pipes.
Okay, guys, this is the last thing I want to touch on. I want to give all you guys just a last little slate to give your thoughts on this. And this is basically the promotion of hype jobs and putting guys in these #1 ranking spots, as far as saying these guys are pound for pound #1, and then the things that we're seeing happen to them, and the things we're seeing happen to guys who should be pound for pound in the top, at least top 5 pound for pound, that aren't getting the respect and aren't getting the opportunity to deserve, particularly Guillermo Rigondeaux. Now, I want to start with 7-8, then we go to Fight Critic. Oh, no. Let me do this. Let me go in reverse and let the big homie finish out. Let me go to you first, Quest, then Fight Critic, then we'll finish out with 7-8.
All right.
Quest, what's your thoughts on what we saw with Chocolatico? They said he was ranked. They said he was supposed to be pound for pound #1 in the world. They were pushing this narrative at HBO and ESPN. They were pushing this narrative. And I'm gonna tell you, not only did he lose his last 2 fights, I thought he lost the fight against Quadros as well. I thought he lost that fight as well. He was pieced up. I thought he lost that fight slightly as well. So you got that right there. Then you had Golovkin. They was trying to put Golovkin up there. I thought Golovkin lost to Danny Jacobs. Even though people said Danny Jacobs left some rounds on the table, I thought he lost that fight to Danny Jacobs. Then you got Lomachenko. Lomachenko and 7-8's been on this for the longest. This guy, for some reason, will not even fight a rematch with the guy he lost to. And listen, I think he smokes that guy at this point in time. He still won't fight him. So what's your thoughts on how these guys are getting overhyped and then how guys are blatantly ducking Rigo, and why isn't the Rigo and Lomachenko fight already made? This is the fight the fans want to see. We don't want to see Lomachenko and nobody else unless it's Mikey Garcia. Nobody else.
Okay, my whole position on HBO and the way that they promote fighters. All right, I'll give you an example. This Inouye dude who just fought. I haven't seen a Inouye fight. I'll be the first to admit this was the first time this past week, a couple weeks ago when he fought was the first time I'd ever seen him fight. Based on what I saw a power puncher, and that's it. That's me. That's my position on it. Apparently, this guy is the truth in the division. He's going to clear out the division. That remains to be seen as far as from my perspective. When we talk about guys like Lomachenko and Chocolatito Gonzalez, my whole thing is that HBO has had a track record of whatever they show you and whatever they tell you is good, 9 times out of 10, you got to think about the opposite, because they have a particular agenda and they want to look for anybody who's non-American to promote as being, for whatever reason. I don't know why that is. I mean, maybe one of you brothers can tell me what it is that they see about a international fighter that is the way to go, the route to go, because I honestly don't see it. Guillermo Rigondeaux, what's happened to Guillermo Rigondeaux is a crime, and I think we've all are in agreement about that. This guy is probably one of the best fighters we've seen in years, okay? People say he's not exciting. Every fight I've seen him fight, he's gone for the knockout or gone to put hurt on his opponents, yet he's not an aggressive fighter. Lomachenko is considered the greatest since, or in the words of Bob Arum, the greatest since Muhammad Ali. I don't see it, especially his last fight. I mean, I've never seen Ali with his face beaten up the way he had his face beaten up in that last bout against a mediocre fighter who was being considered nothing when he went into the fight with Lomachenko. And to answer the question, why is the Lomachenko and Rigondeaux fight taking so long? I'm going to be honest. I don't believe Bob Arum and Lomachenko want that fight.
Go ahead.
No, I really believe that Bob Arum understands. See, the thing is, I don't think people understand. Donaire was supposed to be the answer to Rigondeaux, and he wasn't. See, that was another eye socket that Rigondeaux collected amongst his trophies. And I think that right now, Bob Arum is afraid, especially after this last fight with Lomachenko on ESPN. Can any one of you fellas tell me with a straight face that if Lomachenko fought the way he fought against his last dude versus Guillermo Rigondeaux, he would come out victorious?
Nope.
Exactly.
Fight Critic, go ahead and give me your thoughts on these hype jobs and these guys being thrown up and then just basically getting exposed quick, fast, and in a hurry. Go ahead, man.
I think the thing about Roman Gonzalez in that scenario is that I think that a lot of that pressure of him being pound for pound was put mostly on him by his backers and by the people who wanted to use him as a placeholder. They really didn't want him to be pound for pound number one. They wanted him to be a placeholder so that this way, when their guy got that attention, they could put him over as pound for pound. I've debated a lot of dudes on social media who legitimately get up at 4:30 a.m. and watch these dudes fight in another country. And they've broken down their opponents from here to there, what this guy's accomplished, what that guy's accomplished, who he's fought, how this guy stacks up, and the quality of those opponents. Which is why I watched some Roman Gonzalez even before he was on these HBO cards, because there was other brothers here, like What You Need, who was like, yo, you should check this guy out. He's good. He has a warrior mentality. He's got some pretty good skills. And my thing about it is, I can understand why he lost to Rung Vasai, who he just lost to this weekend. And the fact that he done moved up all those divisions to kind of get that exposure and put himself at that risk. This is a guy who originally was fighting at 108 pounds, moving up that much, moving that to that weight class, and then fighting a guy that was physically his size. And then you're going to run into those losses. A lot of dudes run into those losses. But I think because HBO put so much into Roman Gonzalez, that's why you get that kind of feedback back. Because you can still think that he's a really good fighter. And there is no, I don't think there's any shame in him losing to his last opponent, because the guy that he just lost to had that belt before Kwadras got to it. And that's one of the big reasons why I think that him losing that fight isn't as serious as when it comes to other opponents who just flat out lose to people that he shouldn't even be losing to.
But what about Lomachenko as well? Lomachenko not getting that fight done right now with Rigondeaux. What's your thoughts on that too?
Lomachenko and Rigondeaux has more to do with the fact that Lomachenko and his team, these dudes really, they just suck at negotiating fights. That's what it all comes down to. They know that these guys, when it comes to Lomachenko can't draw shit. He can't sell tickets. He can't move numbers. So when these guys is like, yo, let's fight these guys, they're like, this is our number. Because we know your guy is overpaid. So we want this number to get the fight done. There's no reason why you are offering Salido less money than what you're going to take at the table. Salido beat you. He got a bigger audience than you. He got more numbers than you. He deserves to get that bigger payday. And if you ain't going to fight Salido, you damn sure can get in the ring with Rigondeaux, because y'all both around the same amount in terms of economical value. Y'all got the same value. So there should be no reason why you're trying to lowball a dude like Lomachenko, lowball a dude like Rigondeaux, especially because Rigondeaux is one of those very few dudes that nobody wants to fight. Why not take that opportunity to fight somebody that nobody wants to fight?
But you think the money is a problem with Rigondeaux? You don't think Rigondeaux's got past the money issue and just wants to fight him? You think it's still the money?
I think Rigondeaux definitely wants to fight him. I just think Lomachenko and his team, they always put themselves in a position to say that, well, this guy didn't want to take this amount. Because Aegis Klimas has a really funny way of talking about other fighters' pockets and when it comes to offering these guys money, but he never talk about what his guy's gonna get. And that's one of the big things why I don't like what Klimas does, because they did that same first bullshit when he did it with Nicholas Walters, and they do it a lot of times with Salido as well. And what it causes some people to come out and be like, yo, there's no reason why the first time when you try to get Salido in the ring a year ago, you offered him around the same amount of money that you offered Rocky Martinez. Who the fuck is gonna take that fight?
7-8. Go ahead and finish it off, big homie. Hit us with the presidential, the real presidential grand exit. What's your thought on these hype jobs, man? What's your thought on the situation with Rigo and Lomachenko? And also, what's your thoughts on the Chocolatito situation, man? Yeah, with him getting his ass flatlined.
Well, I think Roman Gonzalez to me was always a good fighter. Never what they said he was. He was never pound for pound #1. That's a creation by HBO. Nobody had this guy #1 pound for pound before HBO put it out their mouth and said he's #1 pound for pound. It was an organized effort to hype up Roman Gonzalez and make him greater than what he actually was. And everybody bit. All these people started going on. Yeah, people just seen Gonzalez fight 2 times and they already saying he the best pound for pound #1. So it's disrespectful to the fighters that you watch on a consistent basis to say he's pound for pound #1. And I'm watching the guy fight. I can see he got a lot of dog in him. He's a good fighter. He's an aggressive fighter. But he's not #1 pound for pound because he, first of all, he get hit too much. I can tell that if this guy move up in weight and fight somebody with more pop on this punch, he gonna get knocked the fuck out because he get hit too much. You know, pound for pound #1 has to be translated up into many divisions. You have to be able to say, can this guy's style move up 2, 3, 4, 5 weight divisions? Can this guy's style be a heavyweight and be successful? No. Roman Gonzalez never translated that for me because he get hit too much. And at heavyweight, we all know one punch can put your lights out. So you can't be up there getting hit on the chin like that, leaving the fight all bloody and shit. Now, come on. So I know he was never #1 pound for pound. That was his HBO creation, just like they did Neil Donaire. They did it with they doing it now with Lomachenko. Okay. telling you that this guy with a record of 9-1, right? This is why people don't respect boxing. Okay, you want to tell the audience, the casual fan who's watching it for the first time, second time, that a guy with a record of 9-1 is the best fighter since Muhammad Ali. They're like, all right, let me watch this guy. Nah, I don't see that. Fuck you talking about? You know, it's like they boxing full of shit. They gonna blame all the boxing because of this lie is being told. This motherfucker, you saw him lose to Salido, but somehow that don't matter. Don't matter, right? So he ain't even avenged that loss, right? He don't even have to. That's privilege. That's that bullshit right there. So now we talking about what was the next one? You had Salido,
Rigondeaux shit.
Lomachenko.
What's the hold up with Rigondeaux?
Well, Lomachenko, I don't think he want to fight Rigondeaux. And I definitely don't think Bob Arum wants him to fight Rigondeaux. I think that Arum and Lomachenko are clever. They're hyping it up. They're making people think that they're we're not scared of Rigondeaux. And don't forget what started this, because they was gonna just ignore Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux been calling this man out for years. They was gonna ignore Rigondeaux until Conor McGregor on that big stage said, I want to see Rigondeaux, Lomachenko. Then out of nowhere, Bob Arum come out, because everybody calling him about it. He come out like, oh yeah, well, we'll fight Rigondeaux. Oh, we finna negotiate this now. And I personally believe that they finna do some shit like this. They finna say, we offered Rigondeaux this money. He didn't want to take it. You know what I mean? Rigondeaux ducking us. And then all these suckers gonna believe it and say, oh, well, see, Rigo, he don't really want to fight. Rigondeaux already said he's willing to move up 2 weight classes to fight this guy, right? Money shouldn't even be an issue. Fight the man. You got all the advantages. Pay the man what he want. But
if Lomachenko doesn't fight Rigondeaux, where does he go? Where does Lomachenko go 7-8 if he don't fight Rigondeaux?
If he don't fight Rigondeaux, he definitely not in my top 10. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? He
gonna fight. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he out there with Carl Frampton them.
Oh. I was gonna say, if Lomachenko don't fight Rigondeaux, you're gonna fight some fucking bum, and they're gonna sit there and say that, like I said, they're gonna bash Rigondeaux somehow, and Lomachenko will go on into bigger paydays, because this is the unfortunate state right now when it comes to the casual boxing fan. Unfortunately, Lomachenko is being pushed by the casual boxing fan. They don't understand that, while you see the flash and the speed and you see the amazing combinations, they don't understand that excellent matchmaking can make a fighter as well. And
absolutely.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that we know as diehard boxing fans, we know that all those angles and all that flashy bullshit and him throwing his hands up, if he's in the ring with Guillermo Rigondeaux, that shit will not happen. And we know that. We know that if we're watching that. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say the angles, all this shit about angles and shit, right? What the fuck? Have y'all ever watched Mike Tyson in his prime?
Exactly.
This motherfucker was all over the place. This man is
all over the place.
Like Mike Tyson, all over the place with angles. Fucking Pacquiao was a beast with angles. Mayweather, when he was 130, was crazy with angles. Aaron Pryor, 140, crazy with angles. Who the fuck is Lomachenko? Ain't shit, man.
Exactly. That's why I've sat there and I've continuously said over and over and over again that this guy also shows. Did anybody else notice? And since we got everybody on here, what I've noticed with Lomachenko, when he throws combinations, he actually has, when he throws his shots, he sits there and he likes to admire his work. And he cannot do that with a well-skilled, poised counterpuncher who knows how to put him in the correct distance, which, again, Guillermo Rigondeaux will do. This is why Bob Arum doesn't want him in the ring with Lomachenko. This is why that a lot of his fan base doesn't want to see him in the ring.
What
with
fans?
I'm sorry.
Who got fans? Lomachenko ain't got fans.
Well, you know what I'm talking about, critic. I'm talking about the ones that sit there and when we talk about any sort of criticism, right?
This dude can't even fight in the biggest room possible in this venue. They got him fighting in small ass rooms.
You and I know that, but the point is that you know that there are multitude amount of channels, multitude amount of trolls who will come on our channels and sit there and say, well, why are you criticizing Lomachenko? He's the man.
Fight in their life. They done never been to a fight in their life. They don't even count.
It was the Pacquiao.
And 7-8.
It was the Pacquiao
7-8 fight. Go ahead. 7-8 fight critic. Where would y'all rank Lomachenko? I mean, where would y'all rank Rigondeaux if he does get the fight with Lomachenko and beats Lomachenko? Where do y'all rank Rigondeaux?
On the pound list?
Damn right.
On the pound list, if he beat Lomachenko, moving up 2 weight classes, I got to put him at. He's my number 2. He's my number 2.
So Terrence Crawford goes down to number 3.
I got Terrence Crawford.
Here we go. No, this is the LDBC moment right here. Put him on the spot. Put him on the spot. Let's go, homie.
I got Crawford at number 1. I got Crawford number 1, and I got yeah. I know it's tough, man, but only because Crawford did the undisputed thing, and Ward has an opportunity to. But
7-8, you don't open up a whole 7-8 big home. You don't open up a whole Andre Ward. You still got to take an equation of all the guys he fought in the Super 6.
See,
then you got to take an equation.
Yeah, no doubt.
But the thing is, hold on.
He fought guys that came back to be champions again after he beat them.
Oh yeah, you can't go. Listen, you cannot go wrong with Ward or Crawford number 1 pound for pound. I'm not gonna argue with nobody who got Andre Ward number 1 pound for pound. Right? I'm not gonna take that argument. But all I'm saying is on my personal list, because I put so much stock in undisputed, and I want undisputed in every weight class, I gotta reward Crawford for doing something that I've been waiting 12 years to see. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So I'm putting Crawford there. But if Rigondeaux beat Lomo, I gotta put him at number 2. You know
so you move Andre Ward down to 3.
Man, I'm gonna have to do some weak shit like
wow.
I'm gonna say
hold on.
I can't believe you just said that. Hold on, dog.
Hold on.
I got to.
Let me. Okay, my pound for pound top 3 has to be, unfortunately, because of, and I love, you guys know how I love Ward, man. Ward got to be undisputed. All right. Even given the fact of what he did at the super middleweight, right? The Super 6, he basically wiped out that entire division. So what? But he's at light heavyweight right now. So he's got to fight Adonis Stevenson. I have to give number 1 to Terrence Crawford, TC.
But if Adonis Stevenson does not want to fight him, what can you do? Adonis Stevenson doesn't want that fight either. Adonis Stevenson is proving that. That's not.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing, Ticket. Like Terrence Crawford and Julius Ndongo, they made that fight happen. Andre Ward, I've been on the record as saying, Andre Ward got to concede. I don't give a fuck. He has to concede. Whatever he got to do to get Adonis Stevenson's ass in the ring, he needs to do.
No. Because Andre Ward is an A-side. Andre Ward is an A-side in that situation. Andre Ward has taken on way more challenges throughout his career. All this dude has done, all what's his name has done is just ran his mouth. All he's done is run his mouth. He hasn't been fighting nobody. He doesn't even want to fight his mandatory. We have to make videos to force this guy to want to fight his mandatory, man. I can't do that, man. I feel you. I can't put Andre Ward down. Like I seen the Super 6. I seen when he beat Chad Dawson. I seen all. I know. I seen all this. I can't forget that.
I know,
can't forget what he did because of the layoff, man.
Listen, bro.
Hold on. He came back and only beat Kovalev once. Remember 7-8's prediction video, and I heard a lot of other guys too. Fight critic, I can't remember yours, but 7-8 was on the fence about that fight at first with the Kovalev Ward. Then he was on the fence about the rematch because he didn't know what was going to happen if Kovalev was going to get off on Ward early and shake him up. But Andre Ward came back and stopped this guy and took his soul. I
picked Ward to win the rematch.
I know, but I'm talking about you were still thinking like, okay, Kovalev could, and then Andre Ward just watched this guy.
Right.
Him.
Just off of that, Ward is my guy. I've been saying I thought Ward should have been pound for pound number 1 for years, but you know I'm on this undisputed shit right now. I got to reward undisputed, man. You know, and I gotta say Crawford for me. I'm not gonna argue against Andre Ward because you can't argue against Ward being pound for pound.
And people agree with 7-8 all in the chat room right now. They saying number 3. Oh my goodness.
See, the thing is that if Ward, unfortunately, he went through that legal issue with Dan Goosen, and then what happened with injuries. He was out of the ring for a while. So unfortunately, if Ward had been active, we would have a legitimate beef about Terrence Crawford and Andre Ward. But the fact of the matter is that Undisputed, to me, takes precedence over everything.
But no. But time out. But Quest, big fights matter too. That's why we gave Floyd Mayweather credit, even though he wasn't undisputed. He fought all the big names when they wanted him to fight Canelo. He fought Canelo.
But the thing is, though, Ticket.
But look at this. But you got to look at Andre Ward too. He tried to fight that guy they called the Monster, Triple G, when they were still believing he was a monster. He tried to fight that guy. They famously ducked him. So it was fights that he tried to make that could have added on to his legend. Imagine if he would have fought Triple G first, waxed Triple G, then went up and waxed Kovalev twice.
No,
what would you be saying?
See, no, that's the thing, brother. You like, I'm with you when it comes to this. Listen, I'm a big Andre Ward fan. I've been following this dude since
7-8 said that. 7-8 messed up my night right there.
Like,
this way, man. Look, if Lomachenko, if Rigondeaux beat, because Rigondeaux already my number 3 guy right now. Okay, I got Terrence Crawford number 1. I got Ward number 2. I got Rigo at number 3. Now, put it this way, man. I really don't give a fuck who in what order, you know what I'm saying? But in reality, if Rigo beat Loma, which I already think he can do, listen, man, I'm fine with holding down them top 3 spots. I don't give a fuck, you know what I'm saying? I don't care where you can put them anywhere you want to. I'm cool with that top 3 because I know don't nobody else want no smoke.
See, the thing is
right.
That, no, I was gonna say the thing is for me. Quest X, I got it. Rigo is number 3, Ward number 2, Terrence Crawford number 1. And the only reason I got Terrence Crawford as number 1 is because the man cleaned out his division. There is nobody. Right now, what are we discussing? Ward fighting Stevenson for the belt, for that last belt. So therefore, you cannot give the title to Andre Ward. That's just me. I know, Ticket, brother. I know you like the brother. He cleaned out what he did against Dawson, what he did in the Super 6. I get it, brother. But the fact of the matter is, can you name a guy at 140 who can challenge Terrence Crawford right now?
I'm gonna tell you. Hold on, but let me say something to you. And Fight Critic, answer this, Fight Critic. If Earl Spence can mess up everybody's day. If he goes and beats Keith Thurman, I got Rigo out of the top 3. I put Rigo number 4. I gotta put Earl Spence ahead of Rigondeaux. If he beats Keith Thurman,
I can't roll with that, man.
What? If Earl Spence goes and smokes Keith Thurman, time out. If Earl Spence smokes Keith Thurman, that means he'll have how many belts?
3.
But okay,
so you can tell me he got 3 belts and you can't put him over Rigondeaux?
Hear me out, brother. Ticket, check it out. Does he not have other names that can come up and challenge him for the belt? Like, that's the whole point. Like, if Spence cleans out 147, what'd you say?
Spence can clean out 147 and go up to 154 and get work too.
But that's what I'm saying.
All I'm saying is this. If Earl Spence, let me give y'all an example, 7-8 Fight Critic. If Earl Spence was to fight and beat Keith Thurman, right? I could elevate him over Rigondeaux because I put more stock into his wins against Kell Brook and Keith Thurman.
All right.
And him being him having 3 belts than what I'm seeing Rigondeaux do. Even though I know Rigondeaux's been ducking these talent, I put him at 4. Earl Spence is the only guy that I think that can make that type of situation unless Keith Thurman beats Earl Spence. Then you got to put Keith Thurman there. But as far as y'all saying, listen, man.
See, this is why pound for pound, to me, this is why pound for pound is so subjective, and it's about what you see personally as carries more weight. Like when we get down on like HBO and we know what they're about, but like we get down on certain people when they say who's on your pound for pound list. This is why we say that pound for pound lists are subjective and it's personal and it's what you see or what you think carries more weight than another criteria.
Yeah, but Earl Spence will have 3 belts if he beats him. You can't 7-8 Fight Critic. Y'all tell me if Earl Spence got 3 belts, you wouldn't elevate him over Rigo right now?
Well, if he got 3 of the, if he beat Keith Thurman, I don't know. It depends on how Rigo beat Loma. You assume that Rigo beat Loma,
okay. Now I agree with you on that. It depends on how he beats Lomachenko.
Right.
If he whitewashes Lomachenko,
right. Like, what if he mopped? Like, if he go in here and absolutely dog Loma and Lomachenko have, and then if he dog Lomachenko and Errol Spence have a good, close, scrappy fight with Keith Thurman and beat him, I can't put him over Rigo skill-wise as far as the dominance of what I'm seeing. And then I'm going to say real quickly, too, it's only supposed to be one pound-for-pound fighter. The media made up the top 10 pound-for-pound so that they can put other people in there other than Sugar Ray Robinson. Sugar Ray Robinson, pound-for-pound was created for him because they said, okay, the heavyweight, we know the heavyweight champion is the baddest man on the planet, but this little dude here, his skills is something we never seen before. If he was a heavyweight with these skills, I think he'd beat the heavyweight champion. That's how pound for pound started because of Sugar Ray Robinson. It was only supposed to be one guy. It's not supposed to be no top 10. Top 10, that's all just so they can sneak in Jake LaMotta and bullshit like that.
When I think of pound for pound, like if you just look at the history of pound for pound, that spot is usually held for whoever is the man in a division. That means who is the undisputed champion. Pernell Whitaker, Roy Jones, Bernard Hopkins, Lennox Lewis. Those guys historically have been pound for pound number one because those were the undisputed champions of those divisions, regardless of how well they beat their opponents or who else was in the division. And when you look at pound for pound today, I mean, you can't not reward Terrence Crawford for doing something that that many fighters don't even care about doing nowadays. And that's something that carries more historical meaning behind it, to be the guy that's saying, ain't nobody out here right now that y'all could say that I need to fight in this division, which is why many people have Terrence Crawford as the number one. But like I said, like 78 said, I won't argue if anybody got Andre Ward number one over Terrence Crawford, because when both those guys
fight critic.
But I'm saying
they're not giving. Go ahead. They're not giving him his credit now. They're trying to take away Terrence Crawford's credit now, saying that the dude Ndongo was a bum.
But see, here's the thing, though.
That's a defense mechanism for somebody who wasn't willing to give Crawford credit to begin with.
Exactly.
That has nothing to do to take away from Undisputed. Because when Mike Tyson became Undisputed champion, he was favored to beat the guy that was put in front of him. When Roy Jones became Undisputed, he was heavily favored to beat the guy that was in front of him. The only type of fights that I've ever seen that decided Undisputed championships where the opponent and the challenger and the champion, or the champion versus champion, was a close fight, was Felix Trinidad and Bernard Hopkins. And it took Hopkins years after that Trinidad fight to get number one Undisputed, because Roy was already there in terms of the top pound for pound spot. So when they talk about this is what Julius Ndongo is and this is what he was, it wasn't saying that 6 months ago when he was waxing Ricky Burns and Troy Yanofsky. It wasn't saying that then. So they put that's always the defense mechanism now in which they try to talk about it, because they don't say that same shit about Felix Diaz. You don't hear them say that same shit about other fighters that Terrence Crawford has for who they try to put down before the fight was signed, and then when the fight is signed, they try to pop him up. It's before the fight gets signed that you see them say, "Oh, he ain't gonna fight no Victor Postal. Victor Postal's this and that." And then afterwards, you hear the criticisms about Victor Postal, even though that dude was the number 2 dude in the division. So when it comes to Crawford, you have to reward him for what he's done. But what I will say about it is that because he's become Undisputed and he's now moving up to another division, that leaves the door of opportunity for other guys to try to take that spot. In my opinion.
Hey, we're gonna go ahead and finish our quest, and then 7A give your last thought, and we're gonna close this out.
I was gonna sit there and say it's more or less, because I'm in agreement with you to a degree, Ticket. Like, I believe that Ward should be up there, but the thing about it is that Ward, let's keep it real. During the Super 6, Ward was considered the underdog until he fought Froch, and even then, going into the Froch fight, he was still considered the underdog, and he won the Super 6, and then he goes on to beat Chad Dawson, and then he had this long period, unfortunately, whether it was his fault or not, he had this unfortunate long bout of inactivity, and unfortunately, it allowed boxing politics to move past Andre Ward.
But we're not talking politics. We talking straight up and down what he did, and when he came back in the game, that's what makes Andre Ward so much greater. Quest, fight critic 7-8. That's what makes Andre Ward so much greater. He stepped away from the game,
disagreeing.
came back, and then went up and beat the monster. The dude that was the most feared fighter in boxing today.
I'm not disagreeing with you, brother.
He smoked this guy twice.
Like, brother, trust me, I'm not disagreeing with you. I feel that by his defeat, him making Kovalev quit, okay, and beating him, should that not be enough for him to be number one pound for pound?
Okay,
Absolutely.
time out.
But historically,
let me ask y'all all the last question, and I'm gonna let y'all get this out.
All right.
7-8. I'm gonna put all y'all on the spot right now. Skill for skill. You think Terrence Crawford's better than Andre Ward? Skill for skill? Yes, I love it. This the LDBC.
This is a tough one. This is a tough one.
This the LDBC right here. Y'all better believe it.
My speaker's breaking up. I can't answer. I can't hear nothing. It's like some friction or some static.
This is what you created this monster. You created this monster. Go ahead, dog. You created this monster right here. We're gonna finish off like this. We're gonna finish off on this. Everybody listening, y'all all in the chat room. I want y'all to get on because I'm gonna give you I think skill for skill, Andre Ward is better because when you put the defense along with his offensive capabilities, I think that's what puts him over Terrence Crawford. I think his defensive capabilities are better than Terrence Crawford's.
Can I answer that? Can I go first?
Go. We had 7-8 go last. The 7-8 get
okay.
The raw treatment.
If you're asking skill for skill, who is over the other? I honestly believe that the style and the boxing IQ, being completely honest, Andre Ward takes the cake. Andre Ward is cerebrally a better fighter than any fighter I've seen fighting right now. That's just what I see right now. I mean, I think that because when we look at it from Terrence Crawford's perspective, Terrence Crawford has never been in the dog fight. All right. He's never been in the fight where he had to dig deep and think of game plan B, C, and D. So far from what I've seen, Terrence Crawford, whatever plan he started out with, he ended with. And that, unfortunately, is leading my decision-making right now. Andre Ward right now is probably on top in that category. That's just what I'm going to say. That's all I got to say is Quest X. That's it.
Time out. Go ahead, Fight Critic, but 7-8. Get your thoughts together, homie, because blood is in the comment section. Listen to this. They all in the chat room waiting on you. They waiting on you, dog. I need to hear this one. This one's going to be epic. And after this is over with, Quest, Fight Critic, Black Fight Fan TV, 7-8 DCB, all y'all copy this video and put it on your channel.
Absolutely.
I need everybody to know about this one right here. Go ahead, Fight Critic. Skill for skill. Andre Ward or Terrence Crawford?
Skill for skill. I mean, skill for skill. I'll put it to you like this, and I'll break it down, and I'll say who I feel is better. Defensively, Ward is definitely the better defensive fighter. Offensively, I kind of have to edge that to Crawford because he got those offensive tools, both orthodox and southpaw. He could lead with both hands in either stance. And even though Ward got a little bit about it, where he can switch southpaw at times, you've seen Crawford do it a little bit more. But overall, I value defense more than I do offense. Mm-hmm. So I do got to go with Ward in that department because I do think overall Ward is, overall the more solid fighter because he has that defense problem.
7-8 Sports TV.
Fight Critic still talking. Go ahead, brother.
Go ahead, dog. They all waiting in the chat room for this one. Go ahead,
All right. Okay. You got me, Tigger. You got me. Okay. Ward is. Listen, man. Ward supposed to be number one pound, but he fight Stevenson, man. He got fight Stevenson, man. That nigga got fight Stevenson, dog. But on reality, he supposed to be number one pound because he fought the better competition. I think he got the better skill set.
That's what I'm talking about.
Against the competition he fought, he got the better, skill set.
This the LDBC, y'all. 7-8 Sports TV, man. I love y'all, brothers. We get it started. Next time, y'all might catch us on 7-8's channel, man. 7-8's to him and Blood. Them guys, the ones that originated this thing. Black Fight Fan TV. Shout out to you, DCB. Everybody else in the LDBC Town Biz. Coach Shelton Harrison, man. Y'all go subscribe to all these brothers. Santee Walton, who couldn't be in here tonight, man. Everybody, man. Black Reality TV. the one LVZ, Fight Critic, of course, Quest X, 7-8, all the brothers, man, Beast Mode, everybody that's in the LDBC, man. Shout out and love to you guys, man. Hey, y'all brothers, download this video and put it on y'all's channel, man. And like I said, man, 7-8 don't even know he created a monster, man. And the monster is just gonna get bigger. Because hey, 7-8, I really want you to get us together and do this type of stuff more, man, because it's only the fans loving this. I'm looking at the chat room right now, and like they've been in here the whole time. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So you know, y'all open to doing one, like y'all open to doing one after the Canelo and Triple G.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Nah, I ain't. But look, I ain't. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna be honest with y'all about this. I haven't spoken about that fight, man, and I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, man. The way I seen them do Fred, man, from Barbershop Conference, I can't see nobody do a brother like that. I can't see nobody put out a brother like that, take his credentials for not doing nothing wrong,
no doubt,
and think that I'm gonna give you some type of props on your event. And then they're going to sit back smiling like, see, we knew they was going to come along and say something all the time. Nah, see, this is the thing, man. We got to have more. If you stand for nothing, you fall for anything. In my opinion, man. Absolutely. And like I said, I can't never get this 70. I can't get that picture out my head, man. When the girl came over and basically just snatched his credentials and was like, yo, you got to go. The dude didn't curse. The dude didn't. He didn't act like no thug. He didn't do none of that stuff. He just asked the man a simple question and got put out.
Right,
hey,
right.
But doesn't that sound like a lot of like those emails, bro? Like how the perception of a black male is like. Let's just keep it real.
Exactly, man. And that's my thing. That's why I can't really support that event. You know what I'm saying? Now I will say this: I wouldn't have no issue if Triple G won and the brothers wanted to talk about that, because that bum ass Oscar and they event they really gonna have some issues if they lose. Then I could see that. But as far as giving them any kind of love, any kind of promotion and playback, I personally can't do it. I can't tell nobody else what to do. It's just that when I seen what they did to Fred, a brother that looked like me, I gotta stand with Fred on that, man, because he can't even go back in none of their events, and this is what he do.
Right?
No. I was talking about it in the context because I have a personal position on this fight. I think that Golden Boy gonna take an L this weekend. So for me, I'm like, let's talk about it when that fight happens. But that's for another conversation. That's just what my position was on like us talking about it. And because I believe that, like, I'm gonna be on the real, I think Oscar De La Hoya gonna be on suicide watch by Sunday night.
I'm gonna disrespect him. I'm gonna drop a video on Deontay Wilder after they fight. I'm gonna disrespect him. I'm gonna talk about something different. I'm gonna talk about Deontay Wilder. I'm gonna show Bomb Squad love.
That's what's up.
Golden Boy got me ready, so they already got a Canelo scorecard, son. My man gave Cotto 1 round versus Canelo. That's the dude that I got everybody looking out for. Look out for that dude's scorecard.
Man, they're gonna have this already written in stone, man. I think Triple G he lost. He gonna get robbed unless he knock him out.
Yeah, you don't think but 78, you don't think that he gonna come out with a little bit more measured position? He's gonna fight Canelo not the way that people are expecting, because I think a lot of people are expecting that Triple G to fight him like he fought Kell Brook, and he's not gonna come out that way. I think he's gonna come out fighting like he fought David Lemieux, and I think if he come out fighting like David Lemieux, it's gonna be a problem for Canelo.
I don't think if Canelo doesn't go down, he gonna win.
Mm-hmm. They gonna get that shit to him.
Oh, he gave Cotto 1 round versus Canelo.
I mean, look, they gave him a draw. They gave him a draw against Mayweather. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Freddie Roach damn near lost his mind.
Against Cotto, like, come on, yo.
Oh man. Hey man, go. Hey man, listen. Hey, we're gonna get this back. Hey, 7-8, y'all just let me know whenever y'all want to get this back going, or whenever you want to get it back. 7-8, plug me in, send me the stream, or whenever I get another one up, I'll send y'all the stream and we can get it back. Fans,
we definitely got to do this again.
Yeah, we got to pick out like one day a week or something we can
where everybody straight.
Right. You know what I'm saying? No matter who channel it's on, but at least once a week we got to link up.
then everybody copy it and y'all put it on, everybody put it on y'all's channel so that even the guys who maybe tuned into one channel more than another can get it. You understand what I'm saying? So we saturating it. We putting this thing out there on the street. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. We got every block covered. You understand?
We got to get Jeff and Black Fight Fan on here for the whole entire stream.
Oh yeah, Black Fight Fan was ready. See, y'all be talking y'all trolls be running y'all mouth, but y'all seen where he was at. He in that room. And he ain't playing no games. He's square business. So when you come in the chat and you come in the comment section running your mouth, I'm just letting y'all know it gets a little different in real life when you run up on a cat and he like about what 230, 240, yeah, it gets, I'm just letting you know. It ain't no easy way like what y'all cats think it is, man. So when y'all talking that talk and calling dudes out their name in the comment section and all this other stuff, just know. I'm just saying, just know, man. Ticket TV, man. Shout out to the LDBC. Shout out to Fight Critic. Shout out to Quest Day. Shout out to the Big 7A Sports TV, Blood Box, and everybody else that was tuned in. Y'all hit the like button, man. Go check out 7A Sports TV's channel. The rest of the guys' channel as well. Quest X, Fight Critic, Town Biz, the whole crew. I'm getting ready to tip out, man. Once this video up, like I said, y'all load that, man. And we getting ready to do this big, man. I already know 7-8. He's the motivation for me to even have got this thing up tonight, because I remember how the Lions Den was when we was more active. So, and people have been asking about this. They wanted to see this more. So hopefully we'll be able to give y'all this more, man.
Yeah, I like the idea of us doing it like once a week. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then I was telling DCB at some point in time, I don't know how 7-8 us could work it out. Man, I wanted to get a hookup to where we can get like a call line where we can get some of these trolls in and flame their ass live.
Yeah,
so
I'm working on that.
yeah.
7-8 out too. I just
get that done.
Yeah, I'm working on that now. Working on like some like call in number. They can call in and so I can, what I'm saying, I'm gonna be hanging up on plenty motherfuckers, boy.
Like, oh, what? That's the best feeling in the world.
Right.
See the thing, but the
time on. We gotta stay.
Look,
whoa, we gotta cap.
Blood is in. We gotta stay. Blood is in the building. What's up, big dog?
What's up, Blood?
Oh, brother.
Oh man, we gotta eat.
I want to say fuck Golden Boy. You ain't shit. I don't care if Canelo and GGG fighting. Them motherfuckers, man. I watch that shit on live stream.
Right. Blood. Hey, Blood, let me ask you a question, man, right quick while you in here, man. What's your thought, man? I'm gonna ask you the last question I asked him. What's your thought on the these hype jobs, man, taking losses or not making the fights that we want to see, specifically Roman Gonzalez and then the Lomachenko Rigondeaux situation, man?
Bless us, Blood. Bless us.
Well, with the Lomachenko Rigondeaux situation, man, it's like this. That fight should have happened a long time ago, number one. Number two, Lomachenko should have been taking it, but Rigondeaux is a lot older than him. Rigondeaux is much older than what he's making out to be. He's much smaller than him, and he's still going to go in there and whoop Lomachenko punk ass. And all them, I don't watch them motherfuckers. They too small, man. Weight class.
And booger weight.
Right. And Blood, what's your thoughts on the Terrence Crawford, Andre Ward pound for pound thing, man? We all put you on the spot like we put Big 7-8 on the spot.
I heard of some of the conversation, man, and I think over the course of the years, there's no doubt about it who's done the most. Andre Ward, he won the 168-pound tournament. Over the course of his career, he's done way more work. You can't put Terrence Crawford same level. Pound for pound is current. So because Andre Ward still got Stevenson fight out there, which I mean, I know they're going back and forth on who they want to blame with that. But as long as that fight is hanging out there, I'm going to put Terrence Crawford at top right. But hey, that could change if he fights Stevenson on that pound for pound.
And where do you have Rigondeaux at? Where is Rigondeaux on your list?
Oh, on the pound for pound, I have Rigondeaux shit. let's see. I got Terrence Crawford.
Breaking up.
Yeah, I can't really hear you.
Can y'all can't hear me?
Go ahead.
I got as number one, I got Terrence Crawford, got Andre Ward, and number three, I got Rigondeaux.
Yep, that's the
Okay.
list.
Y'all hear me?
That's the list.
Okay.
I'm not
You and 7-8. You and 7-8 in unison.
My brother.
No, it's all good, man. It's great to have you even step in the room, man. To bless the room. I know y'all got a situation going on down there, man. Hey, next time 7-8 get this up, man, we all gonna get in. We gonna get it. We gonna get it for real. I know, you know what I'm saying. I know how 7-8 bring it. So 7-8, man, let us know.
I'm gonna organize one and let everybody know like a week ahead of time, what time and everything. Exactly. Schedule it so everybody can make their rounds to it. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. Blood. Now I was gonna say Blood came in like the Hardy Boys in the WWF, bro. He just came out, blessed everybody with it.
Blood came Macho Man Randy Savage on the top. I said, what?
Go right off so I could join. I came on mostly because I wanted to say fuck Golden Boy, man. Because you know we can't talk about it because Canelo and them want to hang out with a transsexual. You know all they got.
Dude is like straight. All right. No, I was gonna sit there and talk about the whole like training situation. Like, did y'all catch that there's a certain individual on YouTube who made a justification about my man Oscar De La Hoya wearing the skirts and all that shit?
Come on, man. No need to tell me these type of dudes exist, man. Hey, another thing,
they exist, brother.
Hey, another thing I want to say about Blood, man. I respect Blood because one thing Blood was doing, Blood was still bigging up Undangu after that loss. He was still bigging up Undangu and throwing his name out there, man. And I think that's important, man. That Ndangu's name still gets thrown out there and he don't get disrespected for losing to Terrence Crawford.
Absolutely, ticket like. See, that's the thing.
Props to you, Blood, for that, man.
And I hope the IBF don't drop Ndangu from the rankings.
See, the thing is about.
What do you say, 7-8?
I hope the IBF don't drop Ndangu from the fucking rankings.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead, Quest.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna sit there and say, to me, and I don't want to be on the record. I never did a video about it, but I'm gonna say it right now. Ndangu did nothing wrong. Like I know a lot of people. I saw a lot of people in like the chats and I saw even with a lot of the articles that were written about Ndangu after the fight between Terrence Crawford, they tried to diminish Ndangu. This man fought two champs. He won. He grabbed 2 belts. He was the mandatory for Terrence Crawford. Do not diminish his accomplishments. And to me, Terrence Crawford is a fighter who whoever he fights, if they're not special, okay, and I want to highlight that word. If they're not special, they're gonna seem mediocre. And I don't want people to sit there and diminish Julius Ndangu. Julius Ndangu has fucking heart, and the only person I know that was steady pumping out information about Julius Ndangu was the brother Blood, who was from training camp to the lead up to the fight, who was pumping out videos, and I would be at work and I'm sitting up there like, yo, I gotta take a break real quick, 15 minutes. I gotta look at the video that Blood was sitting up there, you know, doing interviews with Julius Ndangu's camp. And I think that that's something that needs to be highlighted. I don't think that, because I think a lot of people, especially when they come to the history books of boxing, they're going to try to, especially when it comes to this fight, they're going to try to underscore what Julius Ndangu meant to the whole undisputed topic.
Go ahead, Blood. Finish out, Blood. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, I had to keep it going, man, because good friends with the camp, man. I still talk to them guys, man. And you know what, man? It might be African, you know, but they are brothers, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like interacting with there were none of that racial connotations, none of that bullshit. And interact with our brothers, man. On the short end, man, I still wish them the best. Did y'all talk about Charlo.
I can't hear.
Talk about Lubinson and Charlo.
No,
Go ahead and shoot off. What you think about that fight, man? I think that could be a 50-50 fight. That's a tough
absolutely.
fight for Charlo, man.
50-50.
That's not an easy fight for Charlo, man.
Yeah, man. I just think that Lubinson, the kid only 21, waited, man, to be honest, 3 or 4 more fights. Being only 21, Charlo is something that in his prime, kid would have just waited. I know he's a decorated amateur. He up in there with the big boys now, and I just don't know.
Can I ask a question, Blood?
But I'm still gonna think about this follow.
Go ahead, Quest. Go ahead and ask him.
All right, Blood. Can I ask you a question? You said that Lubin is too young. I happen to think that Lubin, he's not out of his depth with this fight. If Lubin wins, what do we start having the conversation when it comes to Lubin? I mean, because right now we're saying that Charlo is coming into his prime, and right now we're even having conversations. I know I've sat there and I had the conversation that Charlo could beat Canelo. So if Lubin goes in here, knocks off Charlo, what will the conversation be when it comes to Lubin? In your opinion?
If he defeats Charlo, he's done something extraordinary, because you have to think about it. They've been protecting even guys older than him. Joseph Parker, they like to say, for instance, that he's too young to fight Deontay Wilder. You have some kid running around who had 2 chances to fight early in Europe. I can't think of the European boy name. I've talked about him before. He over in Europe, he said several chances to fight Errol Spence. His age are running away from fights. Even guys who are holding straps with Joseph Parker, they love to make excuses for these fighters. So that's something big that he's doing. He's taking a step that nobody else is willing to take.
But I'm at
that age.
Okay, but then my next question is that do you consider the opponents that Charlo has fought have gone into fights fearing Charlo, and where Lubin is the unexpected opponent, the guy that is considered the come up? And I feel Lubin has the skills that can match Charlo. He may not be physically as developed as Charlo, but he definitely has the skills to be able to challenge Charlo tit for tat. If he goes in there and he shows a different dimension to his game, will we have to start reevaluating where we rank Charlo? And then as far as Lubin's concerned, I feel the sky's the limit for the brother.
If he defeats Charlo, it depends on what fashion he defeats him and two. But if he defeats Charlo, man, that's huge. I
agree.
Hey, fight critic, what's your thoughts on the fight?
Man, Charlo versus Lubin is one of those. It can
written down at that time, but
I mean, when I think of that fight, it could go very well how Charlo versus Williams went, where you got 2 guys who one's a highly rated prospect against a young champion in the division. For me, it's hard for me to pick it because I like both fighters, and I think what Charlo's done under Derek Edwards, switching to being a guy who tries to sit on his punches more, that adds a different element to what you see with Erickson Lubin, who's basically, this guy could have been in the Olympics. He could have medaled easily, but he chose to go into the ranks. And I don't think it's a little too early for him, mostly because he's had, in 2 years of being a pro, he's had 17 fights, which is already a nice set of fights to have underneath his belt, which is why I think that if there's anything that's going to hurt him in this fight, it's the fact that Jamel's quality of opponents lately has been much better.
See, that's the thing.
7-8.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, 7-8. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on it? Go ahead.
I think, like I said, man, I think it's a close fight. I give the edge to Jamel Charlo because of the experience factor and the grade A sparring he's had. interacting. He got Ronnie Shields as a trainer. Ronnie Shields, the most underrated trainer in the game to me. He got Ronnie. Well, he had Ronnie Shields. He don't got Ronnie Shields no more, do he?
Nah, he's where Derek Edwards, Earl Spencer's trainer.
Right. All right. So, all right. That's even worse. The nigga, he got the knowledge from Ronnie Shields. He got Derek Edwards, Earl Spence guy. All right. Now, and he had the sparring with Aristotle Laura. He sparred with his brother. You know what I'm saying? He sparred with all these great talents that came through there. I just think that he got more. He's a little more seasoned, man. And I think the fight a little too early for Lubin, and I think Jamel is gonna win by a close decision.
I totally agree, man. Hey, we're gonna get this back together, man. Hey, 7-8, just let us know. Send out the bird call. Big ups to Blood Boxing, Fight Critic, Quest X, Black Fight Fan TV, 7-8 Sports TV, all the other brothers that couldn't be here in the LDBC. Shout out to y'all too. We get y'all in here next time, man. Hey, I'm out, man.
Peace.
All right. Be safe, blood.
One love, man.
All right, big homie.
All right now.
All right.